Welcome back to Second and Short. It is Wednesday, October 11th, 2023. We're coming off of a fantastic weekend in sports full of upsets, blowouts, close games, all-time performances, and best of all, playoff baseball. The AL NLDS games have been fantastic. The NFL games this weekend were fantastic. We had a lot of surprises of good games in college football this past weekend and a ton to talk about. Colin, how are you feeling coming off this fantastic weekend?
Yeah, well, I mean, going to bed last night, I could hardly talk. That Braves game had me stressing. But overall, a lot of dominant victories, upsetting losses, but really just a lot of good matchups. So it was a very entertaining weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely entertaining. Before we get into anything, guys, if you're on YouTube, make sure you're liking, subscribing, commenting, turning on notifications, all of that. If you're listening on the podcast platforms, make sure that you are following us on there, leaving a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. And if you're on YouTube, you can see all of our links here down below, all of our ats for all the social media accounts. And then if you're on the podcast platforms, go to that link tree, visit those, and follow there because we're posting content pretty regularly now. I'm starting to get my little schedule down for when I'm posting the content. So, feeling pretty good. Colin, well, pretty good is an overstatement. I feel like shit. Woke up with something this morning. Don't know what it is. Doesn't matter because I'm here for you guys. So this is either going to be a flu game or my worst performance on this show ever. So we'll see. But Colin, are you ready to get into NFL Week 5?
Let's do it.
All right. We start, as always, with Thursday Night Football. Bears Commanders. What the fuck happened? Bears
A
40, Commanders 20.
a little Dick Butkus tribute game.
Yeah,
That's what it was.
I
Justin
think so.
Fields. Justin Fields was just like not human during this game.
And neither was DJ Moore.
Yeah, neither was DJ Moore. But honestly, Sam Howell didn't have a horrible. He had a horrible first half, but the second half he looked like a Pro Bowler.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked
But
good in this game. It's just Fields finally having good appearances.
yeah, what really impressed me was just how well the Bears O line looked for once this season.
Yeah.
So like Justin Fields wasn't having to scramble all over the place. He was actually able to stay in the pocket and make pretty impressive throws.
Yeah, he looked just like an actual real life quarterback. Like he looked like an NFL quarterback in this game, and like for the past 2 weeks, really, he kind of has. Um, Khalil Herbert certainly helped him out, and then he goes out with the injury. Fields did pretty well, kind of balancing when he's going to run as well. Like having 11 carries for 57 yards means that he's probably only running in instances where he has to. And I think that helps this offense be way more efficient. They pick up their first win of the season. It's a huge one. And Washington just continues this skid.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the defense just looked horrible. They kept trying to jump routes, giving up the big plays, and that really hurt them, as you can tell with DJ Moore going for 8 receptions, 230 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And the only other two people that caught a pass are Cole Kmet and Robert Tunyon, who are both tight ends. So DJ Moore was the only wide receiver. And we got the news before this game that Claypool wasn't going to be there. And then we got the news now that Claypool got traded to the Dolphins. But yeah, like Darnell Mooney got 4 targets, didn't catch a single ball. Khalil Herbert had 3 targets, didn't catch a ball. And then Equinemius St. Brown had 1 target, didn't catch a ball. So I don't know what those guys were doing, but DJ Moore and Justin Fields were putting that work in.
Yeah, and I will say, so I think Khalil Herbert and Roshan Johnson are missing next week's game due to injury. So Dante Foreman's going to be making an appearance.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then also, I'm gonna butcher his last name, but Blessing Game, is that how you say it?
Yeah, I think you're pretty close. He's their
He
fullback.
he looked pretty good for the few carries he got. He was
Yeah.
just their ground and pound guy, like their third and short, just time waster. But I had never heard of him before he even played.
Yeah, he's pretty solid. And he's a great blocker, so he obviously helps them out as well there.
Yeah.
But Not much else to talk about with this game. Justin Fields just been pretty hot. 2 weeks, he's got 8 touchdowns in 2 games. That's much better than I could have imagined from him, considering the first 3 games of this season.
Yeah.
But let's get into the games from Sunday. Jaguars 25, Bills 20 at a horribly managed Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. I feel like we should just start there.
Yeah.
So Tottenham, as well as every other English soccer stadium, has real grass. All of them. But the technology they use for Tottenham Stadium in particular is like panels of grass. And these panels are stored beneath the stadium. So they take those panels of grass out and then roll out essentially a turf carpet over a hard surface for an NFL football game to be played there.
It's just horrible.
Yeah. And like one of the Bills players after the game said, "We came all the way over here to play on fucking cement." Like, and that's what it was like. How, like, I don't even know how many Bills got injured in this game.
I think it was like 4 or 5.
Yeah. Like,
And
it's
there was
crazy.
already 4 or 5 Bills players missing
Yeah.
due to injury. So that Bills defense is like in shambles right now.
Yeah.
You're
But I will say both the quarterbacks had great games, outside of like for some reason, both these teams really couldn't score touchdowns for most of this game up until the fourth quarter when it kind of got rolling. But Trevor Lawrence looked great throughout the game. Just seemed like this team was not clinical in the red zone. Travis Etienne had like a career day, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Calvin Ridley also doing it once again, kind of coming back from like 1 or 2 kind of down weeks for him. 7 receptions, 122 yards. This Jaguars offense, fully healthy, looks insanely different than what it did in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, they just added so many weapons on offense, and when they're all healthy and clicking on the field, literally, there's not a bad option to go to. I mean,
Yeah,
you got your wideouts, you got Ridley, Kirk, Zay Jones. That's a phenomenal wide receiver room. You got Evan Ingram at the tight end slot, and then you have a running back committee of Etienne and Bigsby. Bigsby being a rookie, not seeing that many touches, but he's got a great mentor in Etienne. So we're gonna see him progress every week.
yeah. And for some reason, this was the week the Bills decided to not run the ball. I don't really know why. Josh Allen did a great job passing, 27 for 40, 359, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, didn't get sacked once. Um, but they ran as a team for 29 yards, and James Cook, who's been so good this season, had 5 carries for -4 yards.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Yeah. And their longest run of the day was 7 yards by Josh Allen.
Yeah, I mean, they just couldn't get anything going. I guess that's why they relied on the pass so much. Is just they weren't getting anything out of their running backs.
Yeah, and they
So
were definitely passing the ball. Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis eclipsed 100 yards. Stephon, 8 receptions, 121 and a touchdown. And Gabe Davis, 6 receptions, 100 yards and a touchdown. But other guys also getting in on it. Deontay Hardy, 2 receptions, 62 yards. Fantastic. So I think the biggest story from this game is the turnovers, the fumbles, man. Stephon Diggs, fumble, lost it. And then Trevor Lawrence fumbled 3 times, lost it twice, recovered it himself one of the times. But holy shit, could they not hold on to the ball?
yeah, I mean, dude, the first half was probably like, or even just the first 3 quarters,
Yeah.
the most boring NFL game I've ever witnessed.
Yeah, it definitely
Like,
makes you not want to get up at 9:30 to watch football.
right? The Bills couldn't even get in field goal range to give their
Yeah.
kicker a chance. But no, overall, the Bills, they got a tough stretch coming up with, how broken that defense is.
Yeah.
So, they gotta get that run game going because they can't just rely on the pass every week.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, let's talk about our Falcons. They get the win at home 21-19 over the hot Houston Texans. CJ Stroud didn't like go into takeover mode. We still didn't pick him off. He's still insane at just not throwing picks. He now has the NFL record for the most pass attempts without an interception in NFL history as a fucking
So
rookie.
it's a rookie, man.
Literally to start off his career, he has just broken an NFL record for something that is very, very hard to do.
Yeah, and has he started over 200 yards every game? Like, has he gotten over
I think
200 yards
so.
every game?
Yeah, I think so.
That's
Yeah,
he's making the Panthers regret not taking him number 1.
yeah. Well, I think he's just making everyone regret not trading for that pick from the Bears.
Yeah.
And
No, but
Desmond Ritter, man, I hate it. Why is he doing this to me?
he heard you, man. He listened to the podcast. He knew he was on the hot seat.
Or maybe it's just because he's only good at home.
Maybe.
He is
But
undefeated as the starting quarterback in a football game at home since high school.
jeez.
He hasn't lost a home game as a starting quarterback since his junior year of high school.
Why can't we just play our whole season at home then?
That'd be so nice. Seemed like Bijan and Tyler Algier got stopped pretty well in the run game, but Bijan's receiving touchdown was one of the craziest catches I've ever seen. I think I could put it up there. He caught it one-handed behind his back while like bobbling it while still moving, and then like jukes a defender and runs it into the touchdown. Just the things he does on a weekly basis are absurd.
Yeah. You want to know like the craziest stat line to me in this game is that there were no sacks recorded.
Yeah,
Like
crazy.
if you tell me the Texans are coming to Atlanta to play the Falcons, I would think combined there's over 10 sacks in that game.
Yeah,
Because the Texans have a great D line, but so do the Falcons. And for both really not the greatest O lines in the world, but they looked really good.
yeah, they did, and I think for both of these teams, especially the Falcons, I think a lot of that goes to the improvements we've seen on that offensive line. You know, Lindstrom and McGarry are obviously great, but Matthew Bergeron, Jake Matthews both look good, and they looked great in this game. But also using tight ends a lot. Arthur Smith really likes using the tight ends in this offense. So we got to see Kyle Pitts out there on the field, and then we see, and he had a great game for, his standards recently. 7 receptions, 87 yards, probably the best in a while that he's had. And then Drake London had a pretty good game. Jonnu Smith continues to be a big part of this offense. He was also out there. We also saw Michael Pruitt, like a whole lot of big guys that you're throwing out there, either blocking or whatever. But it just works. I don't know how to explain it. Throwing Kevin Smith out there as well a lot at fullback, running kind of a heavy package that most people aren't used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it was a entertaining late game to watch. I mean, yeah, the Texans had Tank Dell go out on concussion protocol, so that took away one of his weapons. But we also saw Dalton Schultz get active for the first time this year. So
Yeah. Yeah. It just overall like a good game to watch, though it was relatively low scoring. You had kind of a big comeback there. Not like a huge margin or anything, but considering they were down, 12-7 going into the fourth quarter, and then the Falcons just kind of turned it up there late. It was nice to watch. It was nice to watch this team play well in all aspects. Like, it wasn't a bad game in the run game. We just didn't utilize it as much as normal, and we let Desmond Ritter throw the ball because he was pretty hot. So I'm pretty happy with this performance for the Falcons.
yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's move on to Lions 42, Panthers 24. A little palindrome for us. Are the Lions like actually a contender now? 4-1.
Yes,
They beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead. They beat the Packers at Lambeau, and they're just kicking the shit out of the bad teams. I think
I
they really are that good.
Yeah, and this is a game that they played without their best wide receiver.
Yeah,
Like Amon-Ra St. Brown and
they're missing
Jahmyr
Jahmyr
Gibbs
Gibbs.
are both out of this game. But David Montgomery is just like putting up insane stat lines this year. Like, where the fuck did he come from? Because he wasn't doing this shit with the Bears.
No, definitely not. Yeah, 19 carries, 109 yards, and a touchdown. And then you got Craig Reynolds running for 52 yards and a touchdown, and Jared Goff ran one in for himself.
Yeah, which is weird because, 2 carries,
0
0
yards
yards.
and a touchdown.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Bryce Young just can't seem to stay away from the interceptions.
I don't
Like,
even
I
think
think,
it's just the interceptions either. I think he finds himself in a bad spot so
mhm,
often. Like and obviously the offensive line does not help. But
yeah,
like he's just never in the right place cuz like he's throwing it at relatively good accuracy. 25 for 41 isn't bad, but yeah, like you said, the two picks hurts, but he only got sacked once. So it's like it just seems like he's running around in the pocket all the time and just having to throw it out of bounds a lot.
yeah. One thing I will probably say is that just the absence of a run game all season.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders has been shit. Chuba Hubbard's been, what we expect from Chuba Hubbard. Uh, but Adam Thielen's been his main guy,
Yeah.
and that's
He's been
really
great.
about it. That's about it.
Yeah.
Um,
We've seen like
but
a couple of good plays from Mingo, same for DJ Chark, but nobody else has had a good game other than Thielen on this offense.
yeah, but I mean, Miles Sanders in that run game is just absent
Yeah, and he
every
fumbled
game.
the ball in this game and lost it.
Yeah, and I think that was like they were driving too, and
Yeah.
like they were looking good. But overall, I mean, when your offense like can't give your defense a break, it's just tough.
Yeah, it is. Like they have some good players on this defense. Brian Burns, CJ Henderson, Von Bell, um oh, sorry.
They got an
Yeah,
injured J.C. Horn.
yeah, JC Horn who's out. That's kind of who I was thinking of. But yeah, the Lions are just too much. They're too much for bad teams. That's what it looks like. That's how I can like start to consider them a contender is like they just genuinely are too much for a lot of these teams that they're playing. Like Jared Goff doesn't have to do anything crazy. 20 for 28, yeah, a very accurate day, but nothing insane. 236 yards, but it's the 3 touchdowns and no interceptions that does everything for him.
Yeah,
And then, of
yeah,
course, David Montgomery having a fantastic game.
yeah, and then just the every week domination from their defense.
Yeah. And
Like,
shout out Sam Laporta. Oh my God.
it's my guy, bro.
He just keeps doing it, man. That was a beautiful little like flea flicker play type thing. It worked perfectly.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
I do want to talk. This absolutely sucks. In his first game back from the torn left ACL that he suffered in Week 5 last year, Emmanuel Mosley tore his right ACL in this game.
It's just horrible, man.
Yeah, that fucking sucks, dude.
Just
Um,
can't catch a break.
yeah, just absolutely sucks. But yeah, this Lions defense just continues to do good stuff. Like, yeah, they only sacked Bryce one time in this game. Um, they hit him 6 times, which is great. But Cameron Sutton looks good. Alex Anzalone's been all over the field at all times. Aiden Hutchinson just continues to do something every week to amaze me. And I love this Lions team right now.
Yeah, they're hot. I think they could literally beat anybody in the league right now.
Yeah.
I would love to see him go head to head week 6 against the Eagles. I would love
Hmm.
to see it. But no, yeah. So Lions are definitely contenders for Super Bowl this year.
Got it. And yeah, let's get into the next one. Colts 23, Titans 16. Just a death match.
Yeah. And it sucks that Anthony Richardson had to leave this game.
Yeah, it looks like it's a grade 3 AC joint sprain, which means he'll miss about a month or more.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, really tough. So we're gonna see a lot of Gardner Minshew, which we did in this game. Um, but like nobody showed out. Tannehill didn't have a good game at all. Like no touchdowns, one pick, got sacked once. Derrick Henry is fucking useless. Like
Man
it's
needs to hang
crazy.
it up. He needs to hang it up.
I don't know what they've done to him. DeAndre Hopkins, fantastic. I'll give him that. That man aged like fine wine. This is a
Right.
vintage game from him.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, on the other hand, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Yeah. It looks like he's moving in slow motion
Yeah,
out there when he gets the ball.
I think it's just his size. Like, I don't think we notice it when it's like a smaller running back that just still runs hard, but he's not as fast. When a
Yeah.
guy is that big and he used to move that fast, you really see it when he's not moving that fast.
Yeah. I mean, 6'3", 247
Yeah,
pounds. That's insane for a running back.
yeah. And speaking of insane for a running back, Zach Moss coming in and just telling Jonathan Taylor, I don't give a fuck that they just paid you. This is my team.
Yeah.
23 carries, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Like, go back home, little guy. I
Yeah.
got this.
You need a couple more weeks?
That's fine. But no, yeah, just an absolute like masterpiece from Zach Moss.
Yeah, fantastic. And Josh Downs had a great game in the receiving game. 6 receptions, 97 yards. Michael Pittman Jr. just continues to be okay. Every
Yeah.
week, he's just decent.
Here's the thing. I think 52, all 52 of his receiving yards came from Richardson. I want to say Richardson's his guy.
Yeah.
So, but no. For all you people that started Jonathan Taylor this week, thinking he was going to come back and drop a little 40-point fantasy game, you should go back and pick up Zach Moss off the waiver since you dropped him.
Yeah.
Andrew.
Better hope you can get him.
Yeah, no. If he's available in any league, you play with children.
All right. All right, let's get into the next one then. Dolphins 31, Giants 16. Got a couple
Beautiful.
things to say about this one. So, first of all, the Dolphins are ridiculous, but the Giants fucking suck. They've been outscored by 91 points through 5 weeks. That's not only the worst point differential in the NFL, it's the second worst point differential for the franchise since 2000. Also, the Giants haven't scored an offensive touchdown in almost 2.5 games. Their
Horrible.
only touchdown in this game being like 103-yard pick six.
Yeah, I think Jason Pinnock.
Yeah,
But yeah, the fact that they have a win this year amazes me,
it does.
if I'm being honest.
They've played one good half of football,
And they
all
got him a
season.
win.
Yeah,
But, dude, Daniel Jones is just horrible.
yeah,
And next week, I'm pretty sure we're going to see Tyrod Taylor start because Daniel Jones had to leave the game with an injury. Granted, I don't know if it's a real injury or not. If he just needs, like when coaches take your guys off, say, yeah, he's hurt, even though he just plays like shit.
yeah. I will say this for New York. PFF grades for everybody that's played on their offensive line this season, none of them are outside of the bottom 10.
Yeah, their O-line is absolutely horrible.
Like they have fucking I'm sure you remember this name, Jalen Mayfield, formerly of the Falcons, who was absolute dog shit and was just a fucking holding machine. Ranked 70th out of 70. Evan Neal not doing much better.
Which is insane because last year he looked really good.
Yeah, he did. There's just something off.
This year he just forgot how to play football.
Yeah, but the Dolphins certainly didn't. Tua, 308, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, though. A little brutal. One of them obviously being that pick six. Only got sacked once. Makes sense. Devin A-Chain, just still good.
It's just not human, bro. He's a cheat code.
Yeah, he only had 11 carries, 151 yards. I think he's averaging, for his career, over 10 yards per carry now.
Yeah. Did you see? It was like one of Tyreek Hill's like long receptions. And A-Chain was just jogging and keeping stride with
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill.
yeah. Well,
Like,
in
what?
this game, A-Chain had the fastest play recorded by like miles per hour, a ball carrier speed of the season, and then it got beat by Tyreek Hill later in the game. Like A-Chain hit like 21.94, and then Tyreek hit like 22.01.
Yeah, I mean, when they have 4 players who are, like, number 1 in their state
Yeah,
for track, it's
yeah.
ridiculous.
And Tyreek Hill, just a vintage showing. This is
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill that
this is an
we
average
know.
game for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. 8 receptions, 181 yards, and a touchdown. And they're about to fucking put Chase Claypool into this team and probably play him at tight end.
Yeah, probably.
That's what I've heard, is that
Hey,
he'll probably look more at tight end.
either tight end or he'll just swap spots with Braxton Berrios, and Berrios will just see mainly special teams.
Yeah, which could make sense. What does suck coming out of this game, though, is that A-Chain likely out for multiple weeks with a knee injury. So we're going to, I believe Jeff Wilson Jr. is getting activated off the injured list after this week, or like going into next week. So it'll probably be back to Mostert and Wilson for now. But don't think that A-Chain's not going to take that spot right back when he comes home.
Oh, absolutely.
Comes back.
He comes home.
Jesus.
What, are you a Miami fan now?
I
What's up?
might be. Uh, I do want to talk about Mike McDaniel is so funny.
Yeah.
His post game interviews are great, and a reporter asked him, or just told him, like, the Dolphins have more yards through 5 games than any team in NFL history. When you hear that, what is your reaction? And Mike McDaniel said, "Mission accomplished. That was our goal. Statistical output after 5 games." Just
That I can see how he was a ball boy for the Denver Broncos.
yeah,
It's just weird, but
hilarious.
man, he is so funny.
He is. Um, but nothing was funny about that ass whooping, and nothing is funny about this next one. Saints
Yeah.
34, Patriots 0. This is Bill Belichick's 499th game he's coached in his career. And last week, in his 498th, he had his worst loss ever by 35 points to Dallas. Now, in his 499th, his second worst loss ever by 34 points to the New Orleans Saints, who just absolutely bitched the Patriots.
And it's the Saints. It's not like they're anything special.
No.
The Patriots just got fucked.
Yeah, Patriots are
Uh,
fucking ass. Mac
so
Jones
so
is so bad.
so who are the Patriots? Which quarterback are the Patriots drafting this year? Because Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi is just not it.
Um, let's
You
see.
think they go
Who
for
would be
more?
the wrong choice?
Probably Bo Nix.
Yeah, that would be a pretty
I don't know.
solid bad choice.
Do you think they try to go more of a mobile quarterback, or do you
Well,
think they
Bo
just
Nix kind
stay?
of is a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, but I don't know. The way they're looking, they could get that first pick.
Maybe. They're
Like,
going to have to pry it out of the Panthers. But the Panthers won't take a quarterback, so they might
yeah,
just sit up there and take whatever the best offensive lineman is.
yeah. It's weird. So weird.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
And
The Panthers might find themselves in the Bears situation from last year,
yeah,
where they're
they
just the
just
worst
trade away
team,
the
and then they trade away the first pick and pick an offensive lineman.
yeah. But speaking of horrible, Ramondre Stevenson this year,
Oh, dude, this is a fraud. This is a
like,
bona fide fraud. He fooled us for a whole season. Then again, Zeke fooled us for a whole career, but
yeah,
like Ramondre Stevenson came out of nowhere last year, was one of the best just running backs in general. Perfect running back last year. And now just can't get yards at all.
yeah. I don't know. And one thing I like that just made me confused is that how are you not going to get your biggest playmaker on offense the ball? Hunter Henry,
Yep.
0 receptions for and only 2 targets.
Yeah. And he's been one of your best players all year. Well, the problem could
Yeah.
be the quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Mac Jones, 12 for 22, 2 interceptions, and Bailey Zappi was 3 for 9 and did jack shit. the Saints, like on offense, weren't like crazy. Like they had under 200 yards, both rushing and receiving. 136 rushing yards isn't bad. 80 yards from Kamara and a touchdown. Kendre Miller had a decent game. And then Michael Thomas, Kendre Miller as well in the receiving game looked good. But nothing like, no crazy performances. Shout out Foster Moreau, his first touchdown of the season. And obviously since his cancer diagnosis. And then Chris Olave getting a touchdown as well in one of his kind of down games.
Yeah. But the Honey Badger getting that pick six.
Yes, sir.
Haven't heard much of him this year.
Have not. Not really.
I totally forgot he was on the Saints. I thought he was still with the Chiefs, if I'm
Well,
being honest.
it's weird to see Tyrann Mathieu have a game where he gets 0 tackles.
Yeah.
Like, he's the kind of guy that just is all over the field at all times.
Yeah, he likes to hawk.
Yeah, which I guess got him the pick six, but that's about it. But yeah, in general, like this game just kind of sucks to watch. Like the Patriots have probably the NFL's worst quarterback. I'd say right now, Mac
Yeah, and
Jones is the worst.
that's saying something because of how bad Daniel Jones have been this year.
Yeah, Daniel Jones might be the second worst.
Yeah. Eh.
I think Mac Jones is by far the worst.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
100%.
they have that, and then they have a horrible wide receiver core.
Yeah.
They have the NFL's worst pass protecting offensive line. They defensively are down their two best players, and allowed New Orleans to score their first offensive touchdown in 20 drives. And their special teams is ranked 32nd in DVOA. Overall, this team just fucking sucks. Like, I think it's to the point where like Belichick should leave, not retire, go somewhere else.
We'll take him over here in Atlanta.
I'm chilling with what we've got going right now. If we make a change at quarterback,
Yeah.
I don't want our team to play in the Belichick system.
Yeah.
Doesn't work with the guys we
got
have.
I got that.
The guys on Part of My Take had a great idea, which was a coach swap. Mike Vrabel for Bill Belichick. Belichick has a house down there. His dad, I think, coached at Vanderbilt. And then obviously Vrabel played for a long time for the Patriots.
Yeah. That'd be pretty interesting to see.
That would be cool. But let's move on to the next game. Steelers 17, Ravens 10. How do they keep doing it? How do they keep winning?
It's just another ugly game, and somehow they win this game.
Yeah, they should not be 3-2. They should not beat the Ravens. Like, how?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give this one to George Pickens.
Yeah.
That's it. 6 receptions, 130 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, a clutch touchdown as well.
Like Kenny Pickett was very average.
He was ass.
Yes.
I'll claim that.
It wasn't horrible,
But it was bad.
like better than Lamar.
Kind of.
You got more average, no picks, touchdown. Yeah, you didn't have as many completions. You didn't have as many as attempts. But I don't know. It was just horrible ass game when you put it together. I mean, the biggest standout was probably TJ Watt on defense. He only had 2 total tackles, and they were both sacks.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing coming out of this game, though, is the Ravens' drops. Mark Andrews dropped 3 passes. Zay Flowers dropped 2. Rashad Bateman and Nelson Aguilar each had 1. Like, that is fucking brutal.
Yeah, and 2 of them were in the end zone, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I know the Mark Andrews ones was in the end zone.
Yeah. And then, like, Lamar keeps throwing too high for Odell.
Yeah.
Like, the man is old. He can't jump like that anymore, especially coming off the ACL.
Mm-hmm.
Odell just cannot jump like that.
Also, Zay Flowers, 5 receptions, but he got targeted 11 times.
Yeah. Horrible.
I wish he would have caught all 11, if I'm being honest.
No shit. I think he does too. And the Ravens probably do as well because they probably would have won.
Yeah.
But I have a
I don't
fun fact here. So the Steelers obviously scored 17 points, and in the 1,929 games in the Super Bowl era that have ended with a team scoring 17 points, which is actually the most common score recorded in NFL games, is 17 points. The Steelers are the only team to reach 17 points by kicking 3 field goals, scoring 1 touchdown, not making an extra point or 2-point conversion, and getting a safety.
What the
Yeah,
That's
I don't get how they win football games. Like they lead this division. How?
man, I don't. That is
And
I don't know.
they have a negative point differential. They're the only division leader with a negative point differential, and it's a negative 31. But they're 3-2.
Jesus.
How does that even happen?
I don't know. They can't win another game, or else
Yeah,
my
or you're just
predictions.
wrong.
I'm just wrong. Yeah, the fact that they're leading this division, like you said, is horrible. This division is ass this year.
Yeah, it is. It is bad.
Like, who would have thought that Cincy would be at the bottom going into this?
Not me.
If anything, I thought it was going to be Cincy, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland.
I thought it was gonna be like I'm pretty sure my prediction was Cincy, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
You had Baltimore at the bottom.
Yeah.
Overall, we had Cincy at the top.
Yeah.
But
All right.
we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Let's talk about the next game. Eagles 23, Rams 14. Jalen
Welcome
Hurts
back,
looked great.
Welcome back, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
Man,
Puka still had a good game though.
that LA offense is scary.
It is. But they only put up 14 points.
Yeah. I don't they couldn't get the run game going against Philly.
Yeah.
Like, they did just fine in the passing game. But Philly just did it better.
Yeah. Philly really just outplayed them in all aspects in this game.
Yeah. Like Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown, DeAndre Swift, all being efficient in the receiving game.
Yeah.
But you had 2 different people rush for over 70 yards.
Yeah. Hurts and Swift.
Yeah. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yep. And then Jalen Carter continues to be amazing. 2 sacks in this game. He's now pressured the quarterback 25 times, and he's the highest graded defensive tackle in the NFL after 5 weeks.
Beautiful stuff from the former Bulldog.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And what about the absence of Devontae Smith? Yeah, they won, but 1 reception for 6 yards?
Yeah.
That is absolutely horrible. But he had 5 targets, but
Yep.
they can only connect 1.
Just wild. Did that
I don't
even
know.
happen?
Yeah. Happy to see Cooper Kupp back healthy on the field again.
Yeah. And I'm glad that they're still running this offense pretty well. Tutu Atwell had a bit of a rough game. 5 targets, 2 receptions, 9 yards, but he got the touchdown. And then Puka, like I said, got a touchdown and hit 71 yards for or on 7 receptions. So overall, like, the offense isn't bad. It's just the Eagles are better than them at everything.
Yeah, like those just they got outplayed.
Yeah.
Really all you can say.
Let's get into this next one. Bengals 34, Cardinals 20. Jamar Chase, take a bow. Oh my God. 15 receptions, 192 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
I know you're happy.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, take a bow, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He had his first good game of the year.
He still threw a pick.
Yeah, but you can get away with that when you're
Yeah.
36 for 46, 3 touchdowns, and 317 yards. Like, come on now. And, like, he spread the ball out pretty well. Trenton Irwin
Yeah.
should never have 8 receptions in a game. if I'm being straight up. Joe Mixon had 4 receptions. Tyler Boyd, 6
Joe
receptions.
Mixon finally had like a pretty good game. 81 yards on the ground ain't bad.
Yeah, no, not at all. But like you said, Jamar Chase just took this game over.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow listen to him, man.
he's
He's
always open.
always fucking open, and he showed why.
Oh yeah. His 14 of his 15 catches were for either a first down or a touchdown.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yeah, insane. For Arizona, it was just they got outplayed. The Bengals finally played a good game all across the board, and Arizona couldn't keep up. Josh Dobbs got pretty shut down. 15 for 32, 166, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And then a couple of guys run the ball pretty well, but nobody really breaks off for too much. And then, the passing game wasn't great, like we said. And Dobbs also lost a fumble.
Yeah, I mean James Conner's going to be out for a little bit too.
Yeah.
So look at Amari DiMercado to take over this running room.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
said the receiving game wasn't great, but I mean Marquise Brown 4 receptions for 61 yards and a touchdown. It's not horrible. I'll
Yeah.
take that
I'm just saying
any
that,
any
like,
given day.
because Josh Dobbs was so bad passing,
Yeah, they couldn't get really anything
Marquise
going.
Brown had 10 targets in this game.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's I don't know. I do not know because the Cardinals though they'll play good when they want to, and then they'll play like shit.
Yeah, no, they know what games to lose.
Yeah,
They know what they're doing.
really? Because I don't think they wanted to lose to the Giants.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, but they're a 1-4 team that I feel like shouldn't be 1-4.
I think they want to be, though.
Yeah, trying to get that QB spot.
Yeah, you got to get Caleb Williams.
I don't know. I think there's going to be some teams fighting them for it.
We'll see. But let's talk the next place. 2 places that, I don't know, 2 weeks ago I'd have told you they need quarterbacks. They probably still need them now. But last week they didn't. The Jets, 31. Broncos, 21. Brees Hall, holy shit. 22 carries, 177 yards, and a touchdown. This is what we've been asking for. Since
Yeah.
Rodgers went down, we said, run the damn ball. Take some pressure off of Zach Wilson. That's exactly what they did, and they come out with a victory.
Yeah, I mean, I think his legs healed now. Because
Yeah.
week 1, he had about this identical run where we saw once he got to like the 40-yard line, he just started breaking down.
Yeah.
He didn't break down on this one. He took this shit straight to the house.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Receiving game was all right. They didn't get the ball to Garrett Wilson as many times as you'd like to see.
Yeah.
He had 7 targets. I feel like Garrett Wilson's a guy where every week he needs to have double-digit targets,
For sure.
in my opinion.
But then again, Zach's not throwing the ball that much, so
yeah,
that kind of throws that off. Because if he's getting double digits, then the rest of the team's getting 9.
yeah. I don't know. I think the reason we just didn't see a big Garrett Wilson game is just the domination of Brees Hall. The
Yeah.
Broncos couldn't stop him, so why stray away from it?
Yeah. And for Denver, like, Russ didn't have a horrible game. Like, he wasn't throwing picks or anything. He just was throwing for short yardage a lot. Like, they didn't have a passing play over 29 yards. And that was to Samaje Perine, who led this team in receiving yards, which is already weird enough. Cortland Sutton didn't even get a target until the second half. Ended up with 1 reception. Like, just a weird game offensively for the Broncos, and then it kind of just, like, that second half was beyond bad. This
Yeah.
was their first 5 drives. 3 plays, 4 yards, punt. 3 plays, -4 yards, punt. 3 plays, -6 yards, punt. 2 plays, -10 yards, fumble. 3 plays, -2 yards, punt.
Yeah, and they lost 3 total fumbles in this game.
Yeah.
It was
And, like,
just
the scoop and score to end the game for the Jets. Totally cemented it, and that was just bad job by Russell Wilson.
Yeah, not a great job. And Sean Payton let him know.
Oh yeah,
Sean Payton chewed his ass out
yeah.
because
Well,
this was a big game for Sean Payton.
oh yeah. This was the Nathaniel Hackett revenge game,
Yeah,
and he got his fucking
and
revenge.
I was about to say. So brings back to our question we've been asking all year: was last year really because of Nathaniel Hackett?
Partially, I'm still gonna sit in that gray area because I do think he's a bad head coach,
Yeah,
but he also didn't have the best team.
exactly. Like the Broncos got Sean Payton, Super Bowl coach,
Yeah.
and 1-4.
Yeah, 5 weeks into this season now, Denver has lost to their former head coach, Josh McDaniels, their former defensive coordinator, Jack Del Rio, their former head coach, Vic Fangio, their former ball boy, Mike McDaniel, and their former head coach, Nathaniel Hackett. Yeah. Also,
That's ridiculous.
shout out Zach Wilson, because in his first 24 career games, he only threw for 70% plus completion, a
Completions.
70% plus completion rate once, and now he's done it in back-to-back weeks.
Beautiful. What should I say?
Shut up, man.
Beautiful.
I can't even hear anything right now in my right ear. It's just ringing. I don't know what
No,
just happened.
you're good. You ready to get into the next game though?
First I have to talk about the Jets defense. They've only allowed a touchdown on 8 of 59 drives that they've faced this season. 13.6%. That's third best in the NFL. They look great.
Yeah. I mean, they look really
But
good.
yes, let's get into the next game. Chiefs 27, Vikings 20. I want to start with L'Jarius Sneed.
That man had Jay Jettas on lock.
Dude, he's had guys on lock every fucking week versus
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley. 5 targets, 2 receptions, 32 yards. Versus DJ Moore, 4 targets, 1 reception, 3 yards. Versus Garrett Wilson, 6 targets, 3 receptions, 24 yards. Versus Justin Jefferson, 3 targets, 2 receptions, 14 yards. Crazy.
That's ridiculous, man.
He has been insane. And then, of course, Patrick Mahomes had a great game.
Yeah.
This game sucked, and I kind of said that it would going into this. Like when me and Luke talked about it on Friday, it was like both these teams coming off of just gross victories, like that shitty win over the Jets for the Chiefs and a brutal, very close victory over the Panthers for the Vikings. And the two teams, they didn't play bad, but this still wasn't a great game to watch.
Yeah, it was like for the Vikings, they just like couldn't like get really anything. They couldn't get in a groove.
Yeah, they couldn't run. That was for
Yeah,
sure.
they couldn't run the ball. Jay Jetta's leaving really hurt them, so they had to rely more on that KJ Osborne Jordan Addison duo.
Yeah, which doesn't exist.
No. Like you even saw Johnny Munt get in the game.
Yeah, who the fuck is that?
That's one of their tight ends. That's like their third string tight end. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Christ.
Kirk, man, he missed like 4 people in the end zone that game. Like brutal.
Yeah. Like he's not throwing picks, which is nice.
But he's not hitting his guy.
Yeah.
Like 29 for 47. Ain't the best.
No. Travis Kelce had a pretty decent game considering he went out with an injury and came back in. Now the what?
I was just gonna say a lot of short catches.
Yeah, a lot of short catches for him. But like 11 targets, 10 receptions. Can't really ask for more. The Swifties they now hate turf, which is cool. I like that. Shout out. But yeah, look, this was like an average performance for the Chiefs and an okay to bad performance for the Vikings.
Yeah, it's
like this is kind of on par with what I expect from both of these teams this season.
I did not expect the Vikings to start out 1-4.
No, but I think to where we're at right now in the season, I expect these two teams to perform the way they did in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to get better for the Vikings, right?
I don't think it has to.
It
Like with
needs to.
Jefferson out now, like it definitely doesn't look good.
I don't know. We'll see how much they rely on their young buck Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
Maybe he steps up and just puts Jay Jettis to shame.
Maybe give Kirk a week off. Just say he's injured.
No, I'm okay.
You sure?
No,
You don't want to see
no.
Nick Mullins?
I need Kirk to start on my fantasy team.
Fair. Whatever.
There you go.
All right, Sunday Night Football. Let's just
Game of
talk
the
about
week.
this absolute fucking smackdown. Brock Purdy giving him the fucking people's elbow. Just absolutely fucking ridiculous. Okay, versus the Cowboys, 17 for 24, 252, 4 touchdowns, a 144.4 passer rating. I'm just going to stroke Brock Purdy for a couple minutes, if you don't mind. What's that face you're making, bro?
Wow.
All right. Purdy threw all 4 of his touchdown passes from outside the tackle box. That's the most in a game in the next gen stats era. Purdy completed 7 of 10 passes over 10 air yards for 166 and 3 touchdowns. And he led the NFL in completion percentage on such passes so far this season. His passer rating of 121.1 for his career is the highest for a QB over his first 10 starts in NFL history. Colin, should we start taking Brock Purdy more serious?
Yes.
Is
Absolutely.
he an MVP candidate this year right now?
Like it's so hard to say because of the weapons he has on his team that makes him look so good.
He's using them right.
Yeah. But I mean if Brock Purdy plays like this, we could definitely talk about him potentially winning an MVP. But you also got McCaffrey, who I would put ahead of him right now.
Yeah. I'd say efficiency-wise, McCaffrey had one of his worst games so far this season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Cowboys had a plan. They didn't want to lose to McCaffrey.
Yeah, and so instead they lost to George
Brock
Kittle,
Purdy.
Kyle Juszczyk, Jordan Mason. Had a
Yeah.
good game.
Hold on, man. George Kittle, 3 receptions, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, including the exact same play that we talked about where they did a little flea flicker that ended up back in Jared Goff's hands and went to Sam Laporta, their tight end. The 49ers probably, Kyle Shanahan was probably just like on his phone watching that game earlier today and then was like, I kind of fucking, I fuck with that and just ran it himself perfectly.
Yeah.
And like we had like Micah Parsons got fucking shut down. Trent Williams, if he lined up with him, Trent Williams was not letting him go anywhere. And if he didn't line up with Trent, they just sent Juszczyk and Kittle at him, and they just shut him down. It was absurd.
Dominant game. I mean, 49ers are probably the best team in the NFL right now.
Oh, I think they are miles ahead of everybody, including the Eagles.
Yeah. Their offense just looks so dominant, and their defense looks unstoppable.
Yeah, like I would have never I never would have guessed the 49ers come into this game and put 42 on the Cowboys. Even with Trayvon Diggs out, even with anything that happens, even with Van Der Esch going down late in this game, all of it. Never would have imagined the 49ers put up 42 points on this team.
Yeah. And I mean, Dak just looked like primetime Dak here.
Yeah.
You got that 1 touchdown, but the 3 picks are crucial.
Yeah. And he got sacked 3 times.
Yeah.
And
I guess
you have the Tony Pollard fumble. It was just unfortunate. Ooh. Fred Warner, by the way. What the fuck was he on, dude? He starts off with that forced fumble. That's where it kind of gets popping. Okay, Dallas gets the ball back. Sack on Dak. Okay? Then he gets the pick late in the game. Like, oh my fucking God. He got the 3rd interception off of Dak, and he just literally did a little bit of everything in this game. Just crazy.
Yeah, and that Cowboys O-line was just struggling against San Fran. Like Greenlaw, Warner, Bosa, Armstead. Like everybody was having their shot.
Oh, yeah. Crazy shit right
ridiculous.
there. But yeah, Fred Warner looked insane. He literally was just like, whatever category this is, give me some of those, like he literally just got everything. He led the team in total tackles. He was tied for the most solos with his buddy at the inside linebacker position, Dre Greenlaw. He had a sack, a tackle for loss, which, same shit, same with the QB hit, but also the interception and the forced fumble. Like, just an absolute fucking clinic by Fred Warner, proving that he's still the best middle linebacker in the NFL.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
Why'd you just do that?
I don't know.
Okay. I think that's a good time to move on then.
But Brock Purdy's him. That's
Yes.
all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Brock. Oh, well, okay, I have a couple of fun facts. The two teams that have the highest fullback usage are also the two best offenses in the NFL. The Dolphins use a fullback 59% of the time. 49ers use a fullback 65% of the time. And they also are the top two in the league in expected points added per play and success rate.
Who the fuck is the Dolphins fullback?
Couldn't tell you, but they run one. I don't think he ever gets carries. I think he's just there.
He just blocks.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. All right, but let's talk about this stinker last night, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Raiders 17, Packers 13. Okay, let's start with Jair Alexander, what he had to say after the game. I think this is a great idea for the Packers going forward. The defense has to not give up any touchdowns. Pretty good idea.
Yeah.
Sounds foolproof to me.
That's a fantastic idea.
Well, I guess if they're not giving up touchdowns, they're probably giving up field goals, and then it only would have taken a couple of field goals to beat the Packers in this one because Jordan Love was fucking shit.
Yeah, absolutely horrible.
I'm starting to give up on him already. Is that bad?
Yeah. No.
Like, this was a bad performance.
He's had his bright moments, and he's had his very dark in a room with no light moment.
This was Zach Wilson-esque.
This was worse than Zach Wilson.
This was Zach Wilson last season-esque.
Yeah, this is like prime time Desmond Ridder like.
Yeah. Bad.
But no, but they finally started to run the ball.
Yeah, that's good. Once Aaron Jones is back, I think that changes this team. With how bad Jordan Love's playing right now, they got to run the ball. They have to, especially when Jones is back.
Yeah. Because Dillon ain't it. AJ Dillon ain't it.
Also, that horse collar tackle on Christian Watson, new rule that I'm thinking of right now. If you're the last defender and you horse collar tackle a player, they should get a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, that stopped a really big play right there.
It was a touchdown. And then he fucking horse collar tackled him.
I don't know. That was brutal.
Yeah. I don't care if we still have the tush push, whatever you want to call it. If you horse collar tackle and you're the last defender, touchdown.
Yeah. I like that because that was like an 83-yard touchdown.
It was 77-yard reception.
Jesus.
Literally,
he got
the biggest
horse collar like
what,
the 20?
Like the 5. Because it put him like half the distance to the goal line.
Jesus.
It was ridiculous. But yeah, Christian Watson looked decent.
No, he looked good.
The problem was the 4 targets that didn't go to him, but I'm probably going to throw those to Jordan Love more than anything.
Yeah, they were all overthrown.
Yeah. The Raiders' offense wasn't good either. Like, Jair Alexander says they can't give up touchdowns. They only gave up 2. It's just the Packers' offense sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs looked good. 20 carries, 69 yards and a touchdown. Jacoby Myers had another great game. Just kind of outplaying Devontae Adams, which is wild.
Well, I think Jair was on him all night, right?
Yeah, Jair held him to only 4 targets.
We'll take that.
Yeah, though he did get 4 receptions. But then again, Jair, one of them, he was getting guarded by Preston Smith.
Yeah.
It made no sense. But, yeah, like, it's not like Jimmy G had a great game either. It was a very Jimmy G performance. Um, yeah, the Packers just got to work on some things in this offense. I think the offensive line obviously sucks. And that's going to put Jordan Love into some bad situations, but I think there's some changes that need to be made.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Some good games to watch, but just a lot of bad like blowouts and
Yeah.
just not fun games to watch this week.
Yeah, it was an interesting mix of like super competitive, crazy performances, and then also just like games that were just genuinely hard to watch. But I know something that is not hard to watch at all for me. That's playoff baseball.
Yes,
So
sir.
why don't we go ahead and fucking talk about it? We start Rangers Orioles. We'll start with the game 1 and game 2. Game 3's tonight as we're recording. I think they start in a couple like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start with Texas 3, Baltimore 2. And before we get started, I listened to this game on the radio using ESPN radio. And Tim Kirchin, I already don't really like him, but that man has a face for radio that I was already aware of, but I never listened to him call a radio game. He's got a face for
Mhm.
radio and a voice for shutting the fuck up. I hate him. He's the worst. Like, he sucks at calling a baseball game. And it just bothered me and ruined my experience for this game. Outside of Baltimore playing like shit, which also ruined my experience.
Yeah. And I mean Kyle Bradish started off phenomenal.
Oh my god, yeah. I fucking sent you a text because I'm like, is this guy just
Yeah.
gonna stop?
Through 2 innings, he had 5 strikeouts.
Yeah. Well, just in
And
this
like,
performance in general, he pitched 4.2 and had 9 strikeouts.
yeah, he just couldn't get any help from his offense.
Yeah, this Orioles offense just would not get it started early. Anthony Santander had a great game. He was responsible with that home run, got an RBI and scored a run or scored 2 runs in this game, and it just seemed like he was the only one doing anything.
Yeah. I mean, Adley Rutschman couldn't get anything going. I think Gunnar Henderson only had 1 hit. Austin Hayes,
Yeah.
nothing. Aaron Hicks, nothing. They started Westberg at second base, nothing. They started Frazier. Actually, no, they started Westberg and then
Yeah.
pinched hit after his first at bat.
Yeah, that one was weird. I noticed
Yeah.
that one early on. Um, how about that throw down by Jonah Heim to get Gunnar
Oh,
Henderson at second with no outs and 1-run lead in the bottom of the ninth? Just perfectly placed. Like
Jonah.
the throw like forced Gunnar to go wide, so he had to stay off the base. Like, it was actually perfect.
So far in postseason play, Jonah Heim's looking like a vet.
Yeah, speaking of guys looking like vets, Evan fucking Carter. This guy just makes it on base every time.
Yeah.
He has not gotten on. Okay, through game 1 of the ALDS, Evan Carter has gotten on base every time but 2. I believe he's 10 and 12 on base wise. Yeah, an 833 on base percentage in the playoffs after this game.
That man is just he's getting that beginners like boost.
Yeah,
Where you get called up and you just start
Yeah.
terrorizing
kind of
them.
like Randy Arozarena.
Like Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, but like specifically for the playoffs, like,
Yeah.
it's crazy when that happens.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, surprising. You would think. So, what do you feel about the break that the first team gets? Because there's a lot of controversy over it.
I know. Um, I think like it's a matter of, does it help you or does it not? And at this point, it's part of the CBA. They can't really change anything. So
Because what? It's
you gonna
5
throw your
days.
division? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna throw baseball games so that you don't win your division but you make the wild card, or are you just gonna win baseball games and try to get over it?
You just got to win baseball games. If you
Yeah,
prepare the right way
you'll be
through
fine.
through your break, yeah, you'll be fine. But I don't know. The Orioles, the offense is just so cold. So a lot of people are like so pissed about it.
Yeah.
Um,
But
so I
they
just wanted to
came
get I
out
want
good in game 2. They just still didn't win because Texas is hot. But, like, it's not like Texas way outplayed them in game 1 of this series. They
no.
only won by 1 run, 3-2, and Texas' bullpen was the worst part of it. They should be the guys that are hot from last week.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I don't see the argument being very valid, at least in this series, because the two teams come out in game 2 and they pitched phenomenally. Like
Yeah.
that's the part that kind of mixes everything up for me, because you can complain about game 1, but you can't complain about the whole damn series when Texas puts up 11 and Baltimore puts up 8. Like, the 3-run discrepancy is not because the Orioles had 5 days off. It's because the Rangers are hitting very well right now.
Yeah. Like some people will see like that wild card, like the winners of the wild card having the advantage because they're coming off hot.
Yeah,
But
I think that's crazy.
I think it's fine because I mean, if anything, it might be an advantage on like the number one seed for not having to worry about pitchers 1 and 2.
Yeah, which
Like,
that kind of just depends on timing and
yeah,
scheduling, but
yeah,
because,
everything
like,
like
the
that.
Braves still end up facing 1 and 2, but in game 2 and in 3.
Game 3.
So,
We'll talk about that later.
but, like, yeah, I don't see why Orioles fans can complain about that when game 1 they just simply should have played better. The Rangers didn't play well, and in game 2 you had more hits, you didn't have any errors, but you left plenty of runners on base.
Yeah.
Like, they left 9 runners on base. And Texas didn't do a great job of it either. They left 10 on base.
That's one thing you can't do in postseason baseball. You
Yeah.
got to execute those moments.
Yeah, and most of, like, almost half of Baltimore's runs came in the bottom of the 9th when they were down 11-5. So they weren't in this game. Like, that's my issue. You can't just let the Rangers bat around the lineup in the top of the 2nd and then just be like, "Whoa, it's because they played 2 games last week." It's just ridiculous. The Rangers
Yeah.
fucking outscored the Cowboys, though.
Jeez. But no, dude, Grayson Rodriguez got shelled.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's what he did all of the beginning of the season.
Yeah. It's just it's so crazy to be like how dominant these number 1 seeds have been all year
Yeah,
and what we're seeing right now.
yeah. Like we talked about how, for me, like, I watch so much baseball, and you do the same thing. It's hard to pick
Yeah.
against the teams we saw win a shitload of games because that's all we got to see. We didn't see
Yeah.
them. Like, we haven't seen the Orioles get swept since Adley Rutschman came up. Like,
That's insane.
that makes you think, well, there's no way. Like,
Oh, if they lose tonight.
yeah, it's over if they lose tonight. But let's talk about actually, every AL East team right now is on a playoff losing streak. The Orioles are now on a 7-game playoff losing streak, as well as the Rays and Blue Jays. The Yankees on a 4-game losing streak, and the Red Sox on a 3.
Yikes.
But yeah, let's talk Twins Astros. So game 1, Houston takes it in a close one, 6-4. They take it after, honestly, Minnesota just had one strong inning there in the 7th, but otherwise Houston shut them down.
Yeah, I mean, they just couldn't get anything going off Verlander.
Yeah.
6 beautiful innings minus the 3 walks. It's
Yep.
like Verlander just excels in the postseason.
Yeah. He is I'd say he's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the best.
Maybe.
Can't say that about a different pitcher we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no,
You could also say it about Ryan Presley. He's now 5th all-time in postseason saves.
yeah. But really a great game 1.
Yes. A
Like
competitive one.
Both teams 9 hits. It's just the Twins just took too long to get it going.
Yeah. I think, like, what makes games exciting is, like, a close game, like, at the 7th inning stretch. If it's close
Yeah.
after that, like, it's a good game.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Maybe that late game momentum took him into game 2.
Definitely. I do wanna talk about one more thing in game 1, though.
All right.
Jose Altuve hit a home run off of Bailey Ober, and this was the largest height differential ever for a playoff home run. Bailey Ober, standing at 6'9", is 15 inches taller than Jose Altuve, and the other two biggest differentials of all time in the playoffs were also Jose Altuve hitting a home run. So I just
Didn't he
wanted
hit
to
it off
point
the
that
first
out.
pitch?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was literally the first pitch of the game.
Yeah,
Or like they were the home team, so like the first,
yeah, pitch for them.
yeah, first pitch for them. But you know what I meant. But yeah.
Game 2, though. The
Game 2
Twins
though.
bounce back. They win it
Pablo.
6-2, and Carlos Correa is looking good. 3 for
Pablo
4 with 3 RBIs in this game.
Pablo Lopez is looking good.
Yeah, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, no runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk.
ERA of .71.
Yoof.
That's what you'd like to see in
Yeah.
7 innings of work.
Yeah, this Astros loss is their second ever loss in franchise history at Minute Maid Park during the ALDS.
Yeah, because they usually just fucking sweep it.
Yeah, well, they also used to play in the National League.
Yeah.
And they also used to play at the Astrodome. But still, it sounds good before I explain it.
Yeah, I mean, Framber Valdez, Mr. Stonehead, just got absolutely torched this game.
Yeah, he definitely did. And that 2-run single by Carlos Correa that just kind of cemented that lead, killed Framber, and also put Correa past Jeter and David Ortiz for third all-time postseason RBIs.
Damn.
Yeah, he's at 63 postseason RBIs in his career.
Just thrives in the postseason. That's why the Twins got him.
Yeah,
They knew they could make a run in a weak division.
it's a good thing the Giants didn't have him, or the Mets. Be pretty useless.
Yeah. But no, so far, I'm excited for today.
Yeah,
Because first 2 games from both ALDS games have been exciting.
definitely, and I'm excited to see this go back to Minnesota because Minnesota, that atmosphere for those wild card games was fantastic, and I want to see the Astros have to play there.
Yeah. What's the do you know the pitching matchups for tonight?
Let's.
If not, I can pull it up right now.
Yeah, we got Christian Javier versus Sonny Gray, and
Ooh.
Dean Creamer versus Jonathan. Jesus Christ, I can't read. Nathan Eovaldi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some good pitching matchups. It's not looking dude, how do you feel about Eovaldi on the mound for the Rangers?
We'll see.
This could be a three-game sweep.
Hey, Dean Creamer though,
It's been solid all year.
he has dual citizenship, U.S. and Israeli, and he's fighting for something here.
Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah, can't leave that detail out. He's doing this for Israel.
I'm taking the Twins over the Astros though. This game 3.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, at home.
Yeah. All right.
I'll do
So
it.
we got Twins over the Astros. Who you got between Orioles Rangers? You taking the Orioles?
Yeah, just
Back
because
home in
I want
Texas.
I want him to hold on, man.
Yeah, but I picked them to go to the World Series, but I think they're gonna get 3 and outed.
Yeah,
That's the sad part.
it sucks.
Texas's offense just looks unstoppable right now.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But let's talk the National League Division Series, and we'll start with Phillies Braves. Strider, first of all, Strider has been fucking angry in this series. I don't know if
Yes.
you've noticed this, but in game 1, he pitched phenomenally. I'll give him this. He only gave up 2 runs to the Phillies. Totally fine when you pitch 7 innings. And he goes into the dugout, and Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, walks over to like tell him like, "Hey, we're pulling you," and he lost his fucking shit on Rick Kranitz, like just in his face, just fucking yelling at him,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy. But also in game 2, he's out here on the dugout like fence, just yelling at people at first base, just like "fuck you" over and over again. The
He's
guy
probably
is just mad.
he's pissed he couldn't get any run support, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to repeat last year and lose to the Phillies.
That's fair, man. I don't blame him because I don't want to either.
No.
But the
No.
offense just didn't help us out in game 1.
Yeah. And hear me out. Do you think it's because Brian Snicker's last minute change to the lineup?
I don't
Because
think that's the direct issue.
that can mess up the flow.
Definitely. The problem is like Riley got a hit, Olsen got a hit, Albies got a hit in this game. Acuna did just about nothing. Like he got the walk, but still, Ozuna,
It was a walk with 2 outs. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, and it's like Ozuna didn't do anything. Michael Harris had a shit game. Like that's what hurt us.
Yeah.
If you're really looking at it, but I don't know where the run support was in this game.
The fans weren't helping.
No, the catcher's interference though. I want to talk about this. It wasn't bullshit. I was watching, and you can in that replay. It's very hard to see. You can see the lace. He hits the lace, and that's part of the glove. So it's catcher's interference. And people were trying to say that because, like, I don't even know what they were trying to say that it was, and then they were like, because they said the call stands rather than the call is confirmed, that it wasn't enough evidence to overturn, but they don't know if it was right. And when it came down to it, Zach Klein from WSB TV, ABC Atlanta, he spoke to Sean Murphy after the game, and he said he didn't feel the bat hit his glove, but he heard it and said that the call was right. So why the fuck do we decide to make our city look like shit and throw trash on the field? We're not Philly fans. We're not just absolute pieces of fucking human garbage like Philly fans. We should not be throwing trash on the field. I get one guy is always going to do it. Don't fucking do it.
Don't follow him.
Yeah. If your friend jumped off a bridge, would you? Like that's this situation.
That just slows the game, and it just kills all the energy that was there. It makes the Atlanta Braves are pissed off that you're throwing field on their trash. Or they're trash on their field. Wow.
Damn, that's tough.
That's crazy.
That is tough. But yeah, so I appreciate Sean Murphy's honesty. I don't appreciate Trey Turner's amazing diving grab and turning to with Bryson Stott. That was a great double play.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
But I'll take his game 2 efforts though.
Yeah. But
2 errors.
First time in game 1, first time in 2023, the Braves have been shut out at home.
That's ridiculous.
And as of right now, the last time.
Yeah.
For now.
Never again.
Hopefully. But then you get to game 2 on Monday. Zach Wheeler comes out looking like he's just going to throw a fucking no-hitter. Looked absolutely insane. First pitcher in MLB history to have 6 strikeouts, no hits through the first 2 innings of a postseason game. Took a no-hitter into what, the 5th?
I think he took it to the 6th. He completed 5, and he took it into the 6th.
Got it. Just wild.
Yeah. Dude, it was insane.
Yeah.
But, man, what about that heads-up play by Ronald Acuna on that ball thrown into the infield and it scores? On a single, scores from first.
Yeah.
That really is what started. If we don't score a run that inning, we lose that game. 100%.
Oh, yeah. I definitely agree. Like, going into that inning right there, we had gone 14 innings without a run. That was our longest scoreless drought of the season.
Yeah.
Like that's a game changer. Things like that where you just bring that momentum back, that drives the force, and then you get Darno's homer, and then eventually you get Riley's homer that is just
Ooh.
huge. One hand on the bat, essentially. Still put it 376 into the bullpen or over the bullpen.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
that was for
You know,
real.
you know what gets me excited about this team going to Philly?
Is
Because
that
not a
we
lot
can
about
do shit like that.
no is seeing 2 years worth of emotion built up into Matt Olson, and
Yeah.
he just lets that out.
Yeah.
He just hits you with the "Let's fucking go."
Yeah. These
You
guys want it,
when was
man.
when was the last time you saw Matt Olson express emotion?
Not often,
I think it was in Oakland when he wanted to leave.
probably. Uh but yeah. Uh, I love what we have to offer in this game, and like I'm gonna shout out Ronald Acuna, though he has a 0 batting average so far in these 2 games. Scoring 2 runs in this game was absolutely fucking huge.
Yeah.
So that was just the kinds of things we needed at this time. And the Darno homer, the Riley homer was crazy. But then Michael Harris and Austin Riley. I think people are forgetting about Austin Riley's involvement and how clutch he
Yeah.
was on this play. But Michael Harris, so you got Bryce Harper on first, Nick Castellanos up to bat. You're down by 1. A home run wins it, and, well, a home run takes the lead. They have to go to the bottom of the 9th. Castellanos hits one super fucking deep, like super deep to Michael Harris, jumps, leaps just in front of the wall, catches it, brings it down, rocket back to second base because Harper had rounded second and turned back around to try and get to first. And the ball bounces right past Arcia's glove, and Austin Riley, just as that throw was starting to come in, starts fading towards first base because he saw that Harper was leaking, and so he knew that Harper wasn't coming to third, so he knew he could walk off to back up. Backs it up, barehands it off the ground, tosses it to first. They get out Harper. The Braves win the baseball game, and it was just madness in Truist Park.
Dude, I kid you not. I was on the phone with your brother, and I almost lost my voice.
Yeah.
I'm just yelling the whole time. But what about what Orlando Arcia said about Bryce Harper? You
Oh,
see that? It's like, "Attaboy, Harper."
yeah.
Like, I don't think he knows what he has done. Because Bryce Harper in Philly in the postseason is a scary thing.
Yeah. I don't
Like,
like that.
I'm terrified because that might be the hardest ballpark to play in the postseason.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look, the Red October is real. That is
Like,
a real thing.
their fans are standing up the whole game. They're
Yeah.
singing every single walk-up song with you.
Yeah.
They're heckling outfielders. And like the people that work at the stadium don't care. They can heckle all they want.
Yeah.
Granted, you go to Truist Park, you start heckling, they're gonna be like, "Hey, you gotta leave."
Yeah.
But it's gonna
It's
be an interesting game 3s and 4.
yeah. And shout out to Michael Harris for that. First ever 8-5-3 double play in postseason history, and the first outfielder to begin a game-ending double play in the postseason in MLB history. AJ
Glad
Minter
he's
after
doing
the game, nothing but heart and nuts. Fuck yeah. Hey, it takes nuts to win a playoff game.
Hey, bringing it back.
Yeah, man.
We
Bring
didn't
it
talk
back.
about it last year.
Tyler Nutsack.
Should have picked him up or he's still hurt, right?
Yeah, he's still hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For some reason, I got him and Will Smith confused right there.
Now, fuck Will Smith, because if he wins a World Series this year with the Rangers, I'm gonna be so mad. 3 years, 3 different teams.
Hey, what about we get us a little Rangers Braves World Series and then a little walk off against Will
Fine
Smith.
by me. That bullpen is ass.
Yeah, we got Jose Leclerc and who else? You got?
Aroldis.
You got Roldis, Will Smith, bunch of walks and home runs right there.
Yeah, definitely. All right, let's do it.
Let's move to the West.
Yeah, let's talk about a couple of young guys jumping an old man in Los Angeles. The Diamondbacks 11. The Los Angeles Dodgers a measly 2 runs. All right, Clayton Kershaw. What the fuck? So the Diamondbacks batted around the order in the top of the first. Clayton Kershaw gave up 5 runs before recording an out. 5 runs, 5 hits. Ended his night 0.1 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, and 1 walk, making his already bad postseason ERA at a 4.22 into a very bad 4.5.
Yeah. Did you see what his ERA this game was?
I believe it was like 162.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
which is actually also his batting average for his career,
Yep.
162. After the game, Kershaw told reporters that he said, disappointing, embarrassing, no excuses. Fair enough. Owned up
Yeah.
to it. And Dave Roberts said that nothing was physically wrong with Kershaw and that they still plan to start him for Game 4. I think that's a bad idea. In Arizona,
Nah.
I'm not doing
I
that.
don't know. Sometimes when you get rocked your first start in a series and you come back and you start again, it's 10 times better. Just look at Max Fried.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, Merrill Kelly looked great in this game, though, for good pitching. 6.1, no runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and he gets the win. And before that, he's been 0-11 against the Dodgers.
Ooh. Ooh. What a game to get your first win, huh?
Yeah, the NLDS opener, getting some fucking payback on him.
In LA.
Yeah, and look, he shut down this offense, only giving up 4 hits to the Dodgers, while your team had 4 hits in the first 4 batters of the game. Crazy. And Corbin Carroll looks fucking fantastic in this postseason so far. Like,
For real.
the Diamondbacks are just in domination mode. Gabriel Moreno as well looks great. He got a home run. Tommy Pham hit a home run. Dude,
Yeah. Hey,
crazy.
what's happening to the top 3 MVP like for the NL elite? Like you got Acuna, you got Mookie, and you got Freddie.
Yeah,
Just doing absolutely nothing
they just
in
refuse to
this
hit the
series.
ball.
Like Freddie Freeman's got the highest batting average out of the 3, and it's a 167.
Yeah, because he got, what, 1 hit
1 hit in game
last
2.
night? Yeah, crazy.
Like absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
The best person on the Dodgers has been JD Martinez.
Yeah, because he got that home run.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know. Last night, Nick Castellanos had me scared because he was hot all game.
Why are you talking about Castellanos now, bro? We're talking about the Dodgers.
No, I know, but I like when I think of JD Martinez, he's very similar to Nick Castellanos.
Kind of. I think Castellanos has a significantly better glove.
No, like when I just think of like swing and offensive and like their type.
Yeah,
That's what I think about,
fair enough. Um,
and it just
nonetheless,
popped in my head. So I was like,
yeah. Nonetheless, game 2, Bobby Miller way outpitched Clayton Kershaw. Bobby Miller's final line against Arizona: 1.2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. Better, better than Clayton Kershaw.
better,
Yeah.
not great.
But much worse than Zach Gallen on the other side. Gallen, who really didn't have like his best performance, 5.1, 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He gave up that home run to JD, but the Diamondbacks still pull it off. They didn't have quite as good of an offensive game, but Corbin Carroll keeps it going. Ketel Marte gets it started. Tommy Pham keeps his momentum going, and they get the win.
Yeah, I mean, you'll take in the postseason. You'll take whatever you can get to get a W.
Oh yeah,
And right
I
now Arizona's 1 win away, going back home.
yeah, I gotta shout out Corbin Carroll for just getting on base. Like, he's batting 500, yes, but the on base percentage is 632, and the fact that he walked 3 times in game 2 is huge.
Ooh,
Yeah, he's been fantastic.
that's crazy.
And this Diamondbacks bullpen continues to be great. They were fantastic against the Brewers, and now just turning around and doing just as well. Like most pitches in an appearance for any of these guys, 15 out of the bullpen in game 2.
I don't know.
And
I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of this series. Granted,
yeah,
it's gonna be one game. I'm excited for the rest of that
yeah,
series.
I think if there was any team like out of all 4 of these that I didn't think would go down 2-0, I think I
There's
probably would have said the Dodgers
yeah.
just because
Actually,
of the matchup.
yeah. Yeah. When I look at it right now, so let me see. Game 3 is gonna be Fat. Brandon Fat for the Arizona
Yeah.
Diamondbacks, who did
They're
not have a great outing
yeah,
against Milwaukee.
but they
And they
still got
got
the win.
and the Dodgers got Lance Lynn. So
But Lance Lynn hasn't been great.
no, but he's better than Brandon Fat.
Sometimes it's not what matters.
Listen, the Dodgers just got to get something early with their offense.
Yeah.
Like they got to find a way to push 1 or 2 runs in the first 3 innings
Yep.
because the Diamondbacks might put up 8 or 10 through 5.
Yeah. As long as Lance Lynn outpitches Bobby Miller, maybe they'll be in a better spot.
Yeah. Who do you think the Braves are going to start game 3?
Mm.
Because
Elder?
it's been confirmed we're facing Nola.
Yeah. Well, I think we all knew that.
Yeah.
I guess Elder?
It's got to be Elder.
Unless you go for
Because
you can't go for a bullpen game right here.
not when the series is tied. Here, like, because Charlie Morton's not he's hurt.
Yeah.
Kyle Wright's hurt. It's our pitching is so fucked right now.
Yeah. I don't
But
know. We'll
yeah,
see.
Bryce Elder. If we win, do we try to? Is that
Strider.
enough time? Strider come back for game
Yeah, I think
4.
so. I think that's part of the reason they pulled him,
Yeah,
just to make sure that he didn't go too far in. Yeah. I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. But that's about it for the MLB, NLDS, ALDS, everything like that. The next time you hear us, there might be some eliminations. There might be some
Oh, there's definitely gonna
series
be
over.
eliminations.
Because what this thing, like it all has to be done by Friday.
Friday.
No,
Yeah.
Saturday. The NL could end on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it'll be decided, maybe it won't be. But nonetheless, let's talk about college football because that
You're
has been decided. Pretty handedly, a lot of these games were decided. But let's start with probably the biggest matchup going into this week. Number 12, Oklahoma goes to Texas. Or no, Texas comes to them and they whoop them. Well, not really. It was a close win. Oklahoma upsets Texas 34-30. What do you think?
well, good old Red River rivalry.
Yes. Not
And
shootout. Not a shootout anymore.
no, but like the the Longhorns just couldn't get anything going early.
Nope.
And that early defensive touchdown for the Sooners was just crucial.
Yeah, it was big. And like Texas kind of played better when like you look at numbers. Like Ewers had a pretty good game outside of him throwing those 2 picks, but like Jonathan Brooks, amazing day on the ground. Jordan Whittington and Xavier Worthy both over 100 yards. Like you look at this box score and you'd think they'd probably win, but Oklahoma was just efficient.
Yeah, those 2 early picks from Quinn Ewers, like the second one's just unfortunate. It
Yeah.
just bounced in the air and bounced off another guy. The first one was just bad. Like he threw it right to the guy,
Yeah.
but I really Dylan Gabriel, 113 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
Like that's the game changer right there.
Yeah. He was 100% dual threat in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean another big thing, Oklahoma held one of their biggest playmakers, Jatavian Sanders, to 1 catch for 13 yards.
Yeah. That was
That's
big.
That's their tight end that they like to use a lot. And so, granted, their other big playmaker, Xavier Worthy, 8
Yeah.
receptions, 108 yards.
Yeah. And
It seemed like
Gunnar Helm is, I think, their other tight end.
yeah.
And he had a great game.
Yeah, I think they ran a lot of double tight end,
Yeah.
formations this game, but I don't know, it just seems like they just try to force the ball to Xavier Worthy and Jordan Whittington a lot,
Yeah.
or just hand the ball off to Jonathan Brooks. Like, you got AD Mitchell, who's been hot all year. You put the ball in his hands, things happen, and when he only catches 3 receptions, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. I think for me, like, Oklahoma just kind of worked a little bit better, worked a little bit faster, and it
Yeah.
ended up getting them the win.
I think the turnovers is really just what cost it for Texas.
Yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
you put Oklahoma in easy field position. Like, I know earlier I said Oklahoma's first defensive touchdown, but I meant when they got the pick and then just ran it in for 9 yards.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
that's mainly what I was talking about.
all right, well, let's move on to the next one. Upset again. Number 25 Louisville wins 33-20 over number 10 Notre Dame. And this is just another game in the history of Sam Hartman where he sucks at Louisville. His last 2
Mhm.
games now at Louisville, he has thrown 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and lost 5 fumbles.
Jeez.
Yeah,
So he lost 3 the first game and 2 this game?
yeah, and threw
Yikes.
3 interceptions in both. Um, yeah, look like Notre Dame's offense outside of the picks and fumbles is fine, but the turnovers just absolutely killed them, and they couldn't run the ball. They kept trying to pass the ball so much. Like,
Yeah.
Hartman has not attempted that many passes in a game so far this year. Estime only getting 10 carries. Jeremiah Love with 5. Like, that's absurd. And Louisville doesn't have like a great offense. They have a good running back in Jahar Jordan and a okay quarterback in Jack Plummer, but that's it.
Yeah. Again, same thing as last game. It's just the turnovers that are just putting Louisville in easy field position
Yeah.
to score. Like, we saw, like, the 3rd and 4th quarters really where Sam Hartman started to fall apart and was just giving points to Louisville.
Yeah. Like, Louisville's offense in that second half was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So, a big upset win for Louisville. They stay undefeated, 6-0.
Does Florida State play Louisville this year?
No. There's actually a very interesting wrinkle here where the top 3 teams right now in the ACC are Florida State, Louisville, and North Carolina, and none of them play each other.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting if they all
Yeah.
go undefeated.
What's weird is that nobody so I was looking at it on Reddit. Nobody knows what the tiebreaker would be.
Yeah, would it be points allowed?
I have no idea.
It's gotta be that. Like
Well,
the
like I think for so like if there the thing is there's precedent for a team already being in and then a tie for second place. There's not precedent for a tie for first place by 3 teams. So if they use the same thing, then it's head to head, which obviously doesn't apply because they all didn't play each other. Um, Out of conference or conference wins, they're all undefeated. And then I think it's strength of schedule, and something else, and then a coin toss. Straight up coin
bro,
flip.
if this was to go down to a coin toss and FSU doesn't play in the ACC
That's
championship,
fine. Undefeated,
yeah, but that not playing in the ACC championship could cost them a
maybe.
playoff spot.
Or somebody would lose their playoff spot by losing their championship, and we wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think FSU's best case scenario go undefeated, win the ACC
Oh
championship.
yeah, I think that's everybody's best case scenario is go undefeated and win your championship.
I mean, like, best case scenario if there's a 3-way tie to
Yeah,
claim your spot
of course,
in the playoffs.
of course. Um, Next game though, LSU 49, number 23 LSU 49,
Dude,
Missouri
so pissed.
39, number 21 Missouri, who was undefeated coming into this one. just tough, man. LSU's
Uh,
offense just puts up so many fucking yards. Like, Jaden Daniels does everything.
mhm.
And then Logan Diggs had a great game on the ground as well.
Yeah, that's why uh, Heisman rankings right now, Jaden Daniels sitting number 2.
That's crazy.
It's Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, then Michael Penix.
See, that's the thing. I was looking at odds for Heisman, like the betting odds.
Yeah.
FanDuel has Penix, Williams, Daniels, and then Travis.
Hmm.
Or no,
Interesting.
Nix. Yeah, Bo Nix 4th, and then I think Jordan Travis.
Hey, they got Jordan Travis that high?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't, dude. Jaden Daniels just ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
259 passing yards, 130 rushing yards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Combines for 4 touchdowns.
But Brady Cook had a good game as well for Mizzou. The
Dude,
2 picks tough, but he had a great game. Cody Schrader had a great game on the ground. 3 touchdowns there. And Missouri played fantastic game. Just LSU's offense is too much.
Yeah, I mean that pick 6 was just brutal.
Yeah.
For Mizzou there at the end.
Yeah.
Because they were
Their offense just put Mizzou in a position of like, you're not allowed to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, you genuinely can't, because LSU punted on their first and third possession and didn't punt again until their second to last, and scored on all of them except a missed field goal in those couple of punts.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first half for Mizzou was touchdown, 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 interception, end of half.
And that interception leads you into the half for them, and then you get the missed field goal coming out, and then LSU kicks a field goal, and then they have to punt, and then LSU's already back in it with a touchdown, and then it's just back and forth there. LSU misses a field goal, gives you an opportunity, and then you make another mistake. You end up punting on a 3-and-out. Then, same thing. LSU touchdown, Mizzou touchdown, LSU touchdown, and then a turnover on downs, just kind of trying to make something happen, and it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, Mizzou missed 2 field goals this game.
Yeah.
And then that pick. So you take that pick away, that pick 6 away.
Yeah.
You just even just punt it. You win that game if you connect on those 2 field goals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, the one thing I like is just how competitive Missouri is right now. Like, they look like a good competitive team.
They are good. I'll give them that. Their offense is great. Just, like, the thing is, in this matchup, neither of the defenses were really a factor.
Yeah.
It was just whose offense is going to make less mistakes, and it was just LSU this week.
It was a score at will game.
Yeah.
But I learned my lesson. I'm not going to say that they have a chance to upset Georgia, because, we saw how that went with Kentucky.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But let's talk about Georgia Tech, Miami. What the fuck happened? Georgia Tech 23, number 17, Miami 20. And what it should have been, 20-17, Miami. Should have been there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And it's Mario Cristobal's fault.
I was about to say, would you like to tell everyone what happened?
Yeah, so I'm going to give you the breakdown here. So, Miami has the ball up, 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
All right, cool. And 3rd and 10 with 33 seconds on the clock. You're going to kneel it, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And I'm pretty sure Georgia Tech just used their last timeout at 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Correct.
So
logically, you knee the ball and you win the football game. Mario Cristobal decides, why knee the ball when I can run it, and then my running back can get stripped, and Georgia Tech can march down, score a touchdown, and win the ball game.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic idea as somebody that absolutely hates Miami. And then Mario Cristobal comes out after the game, goes and admits that they should have taken a knee. No shit, man. The problem is that Mario Cristobal just doesn't take a knee. He never does. They've had the ball when the clock expires in all 4 of their wins this season, and they haven't taken a knee, and they've all been blowouts.
It's ridiculous.
And now Miami, with Mario Cristobal as their head coach, are yet to win an ACC game at home.
And you lose to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, who they have historically struggled with in a head coach's first year. Since joining the ACC, Miami's now 0-3 against a first-year Georgia Tech head coach. Miami was also favored by at least 19 points in each of those 3 games. Paul Johnson in 2008, Jeff Collins in 2019, and now Brent Key in 2023 they've lost to in those guys' first seasons.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, also, Miami turned the ball over 5 times.
Yeah, well, they ended up fumbling on the final possession as well, and then the clock ran out.
But Van Dyke also threw 3 picks.
Yeah, Tyler Van Dyke was bad in this game.
Yeah, like, look, compare some of their team stats. So total yards, Georgia Tech, 250 total yards.
Yeah.
Not great. Miami, 453 total yards. Better. Turnovers, Georgia Tech 2, Miami 5. First downs, Georgia Tech had 13. Miami had 23. So you have 10 more first downs.
Miami 100% should have won this game. Georgia Tech probably shouldn't have even been close enough to win after that fumble.
I'm pretty sure they were on their own 26.
Yeah.
And they just drove down the field in 30 seconds.
It's crazy. Absolutely
I'll give it
crazy.
to him. I'll give it to him. Miami, you suck.
Yeah, Miami fucking sucks. All right, next game, though. UCLA 25, number 13. Washington State 17. Upset alert. Just a tough showing for Washington State. Cam Ward just finally looked kind of beatable, and they could not run the ball at all. Yeah, Cam Ward 19 for 39, 197, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, and Dante Moore for UCLA had a little bit of a better game, not that much better. Really just more big plays. But UCLA ran the ball really well. Carson Steele, 30 carries, 140 yards, and then Keegan Jones had 3 carries, 45 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, when the run's working, you got to stick with it, and that's exactly what happened. Washington State couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
And I mean, Wazoo has struggled with the run this whole season.
Yep.
They've been more of a pass coverage team. So when we have a team, I mean, what? Steele ran the ball 30 times?
Yeah.
Oof.
They had 53 carries as a team. Just absolutely insane. And then, like, to me, like, Washington State is just crazy how well they played in these early games, and now Cam Ward just totally falls flat in this one. But yeah, UCLA, a big upset win over Washington State. Colin, just to let you know, your mic was just frozen, so I was just talking.
No, you're good because you just froze on me, and I was just like sitting here silently. I didn't know what to do.
Well, I kept talking for the recording, so nobody really missed anything. Cool. But I kind of just wrapped up that game. Let's talk about your Crimson Tide, man. Number 11 Alabama, 26 Texas A&M 20.
Man, it was a slow ass start, if I gotta say it. First quarter was just brutal. But at the end of the day, Jalen Milroe did not look horrible.
No, he didn't.
He looked like the QB we all thought we were getting this year.
Yes.
21 for 33, 321 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick. I'm okay with that interception if he's doing everything else.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't rely on his legs as much this game. He got sacked a good bit of times and ended up 8 carries for negative 31 yards, which, I'm okay with. But he was hitting our playmakers. Isaiah Bond from Buford, Georgia. Hell yeah. And then Jermaine Burton, 9 receptions, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
What?
Jermaine Burton's what makes his performance crazier is that he didn't even have the longest reception of the day.
No,
Like
it was
a
Isaiah Bond.
46-yard long when you have 197 yards in a game is crazy.
Yeah. What sucks is that he lost a fumble.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel like this game was a lot closer than it should have been.
Texas A&M
But
played well, especially in
yeah,
the first half.
Max Johnson commanded that offense really
Yeah,
well. And their defense looked really good in that first half.
definitely.
Yeah, like going into halftime, it was what 17-10 A&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that that safety was fucking brutal for them.
Yeah, that was tough.
But no, I think this is a good win for Alabama.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of positives you can take. Yeah, we're back to the games. If Jalen Milroe thrives in the passing game, there's going to be no rushing. No, like McClennan's going to be awful. 12
Yeah.
carries, 45 yards, not great. But I don't know. That's my take on it. Defense looked good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of impartial on this one. Like, Alabama looked great coming out in the second half, which is just kind of what they needed, but A&M played a good game kind of overall.
Yeah, which I mean, A&M's had good games all year. But I will,
Yeah.
before I talk about more about that, I will shout out Nick Saban. He has won 290 games as a college head coach.
He's the
What a
GOAT.
guy! What a guy! But yeah, I mean, when you look at A&M's, so they beat Auburn 27-10,
Yeah.
giving up 10. Auburn pretty normal, pretty dominant victory over Arkansas 34-22. The only bad game is their loss to Miami,
Yeah,
where they gave up 48. But other than that, they've played some pretty solid games.
definitely.
You know, Jimbo's like the team and Jimbo are finally starting to click a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're finding the offense still isn't good, so you can't really, give Jimbo and Petrino that
Yeah.
much credit. But I think they've done. There's been improvements, and also they're missing the quarterback that started the season for them, Connor Weigman. So yeah, I think there's still some things to be desired there, but still a good performance considering Alabama. All right, next game though. Number 9 USC 43, Arizona 41 in triple overtime.
And what the hell happened in
Yeah.
this?
Caleb Williams, one of the worst games of his career.
Yeah.
That one I can
Still,
confidently say.
yeah. It was not great.
Yeah, 14 for 25, 219 yards, 1 touchdown, and he had 41 rushing yards on the ground, 3 rushing touchdowns, which is crazy.
Yeah. So he still combined for 4 total touchdowns.
Yeah, he did, and it's still one of the worst of his career.
Yeah.
But my biggest thing is USC was just all over the place with this one. Like, you start off by giving up 10 points in the first quarter, and then you come back out in the second quarter, you look pretty good. You go into the half down 3. Then you take the 4-point lead going into the fourth. And or not 4-point lead, but you take the lead, and then you fuck it up. You go to overtime. You go to fucking triple overtime to the point where they're doing 2-point conversions, and you finally win. USC should have won this game in the second half.
Yeah.
But they played like shit.
Yeah. They're same thing. Just defenses were just nowhere.
Yeah.
To be found. I mean, I guess the passing, like the cornerbacks for Arizona were doing a great job. Caleb Williams wasn't throwing the fucking ball. Like, a game where Caleb Williams only has 25 passing attempts is absurd.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, still, like you said, for this to be one of Caleb Williams' worst games and still combined for 4 total touchdowns, it's
Yeah.
horrible.
Shout out Arizona's quarterback, though. Noah Fafita.
Oh, yeah.
303.
5 tutties.
5 tuds. Only 1 pick.
Like they're running back too.
I
Jonah
think
Coleman.
the last 2 weeks, really this whole season, but mainly the last 2 weeks, have really proved how bad the defense is for USC.
Yeah.
And it's
which is gonna
reflecting in how they're dropping in the AP poll while still being 6-0.
yeah, it's gonna be tough when they got to play Oregon and
Washington, even
Washington.
UCLA. UCLA's got a good defense.
Yeah, and it seems like USC just can't stop the run.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with them. All right, let's do it. Number 1, Georgia, 51. The formerly undefeated number 20, Kentucky Wildcats, 13.
Oh,
Georgia, now the longest regular season winning streak in SEC history, 33 games, and will most likely break the record next week if Andy.
listen, Kirby, I'm sorry for ever doubting
Yep.
you.
I
I'm sorry.
apologize.
I'm sorry, but this is the Carson Beck we've been waiting to
Yep.
see. Like this
Yep.
man had I'm pretty sure he had 300 passing yards before halftime,
Yeah.
which is
Something
wild.
close to that. And of course, it is Brocktober, so Brock Bowers went fucking crazy.
Yeah, what do you have? Like 7 receptions, 132 yards.
Yep, and a
Oh,
tud. And Marcus Rosemy-Jackson had a great game. Ra Thomas had a fucking amazing catch.
yeah.
That they initially called out of bounds and then reviewed it, and he got the touchdown. But god damn, did they look fucking good in the passing game this week?
Yeah, and Brock Bowers passed AJ Green with his 24th career receiving touchdown at Georgia.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think he's second
That's
all time
yeah, yes.
in just touchdowns. I think like all-purpose touchdowns, like rushing and receiving. I
Yeah, I'm
believe.
trying to think who's won. Is it Chubb?
I think it's Herschel.
No, hurt that. Yeah, that's for some reason I was thinking my head was going to either Chubb or No Sean.
Oh,
I don't think they played all 4 years, so I don't think so.
nah, and Chubb got hurt while he was there.
Yeah,
Nonetheless, they made Kentucky look like shit.
yeah. Like the hype around Kentucky clearly just went down the drain.
Yeah, like when you look at Ray Davis, last week Ray Davis had 200 something rushing yards. 200 like
280,
80? Yeah, 280.
280.
He had 59. Just crazy.
Yeah, and listen, when you look at it this way, Kentucky's receiving only 5 total people caught a pass.
Yeah. Well,
And
I
then
think the
and then
oh, go ahead.
for Georgia, you had 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 total people
Yeah.
catch a pass.
Well, here's another big number here. Kentucky ran 50 plays on offense.
That's so
And
bad.
Georgia threw the ball 42 times.
Yeah, let's see. Kentucky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 punts that game. That is absurd.
Yeah, it ain't good.
Georgia punted the ball 1 time.
Yeah, just this was that wire to wire domination we were looking for from Georgia all season.
Yeah, that
And
was
they did it.
Georgia's, "Hey, we're still here. Y'all can shut the fuck up now."
Yeah, and they certainly made everybody shut the fuck up. I'll tell you what. All right, last big game, and then we'll talk about 2 of the other ones from the top 5. Maryland 17, number 4 Ohio State 37. They knock off the previously undefeated Terrapins, and Talia just didn't have it this week.
No, he didn't, man, and literally, Maryland looked so good that first half.
Yeah. And I'm also starting to feel bad for just shit talking Kyle McCord every week because he is becoming better. I think he just needed time.
Yeah. I mean, he had a great game this week.
Yeah. Yeah. 320, 2 touchdowns, no picks. And they didn't run the ball much, but Marvin Harrison Jr. finally had his just like crazy, like big performance of the year.
It's about time.
Yeah, 8 receptions, 163 yards and a touchdown. Cade Stover, 2 receptions, 66 yards and a touchdown. Just great play from Ohio State on both sides of the ball. Maybe you could have asked for a more efficient offense, but the defense was so good it didn't really matter.
True.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to see Talia play better.
Yeah, I thought he would have.
Yeah, I know. Your staking claim was pretty obvious.
I had them upsetting him. You
Yeah,
know, halftime 10-10. I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be a great fucking game. Even in the third quarter, it's what 2017, and
yeah,
then the fourth quarter, Ohio State just dominates,
yeah,
absolutely dominates.
yeah. And a guy that I think we both talked about kind of previewing this season, Tommy Eichenberg, 13 total tackles in this game.
This has really been that was probably his biggest game he's had all year.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
JT Tuimoloau, another guy we talked about, sack and a
Yep.
half in this one.
There we go. Those are the two biggest playmakers on Ohio State's defenses on defense. So
Yeah,
they got to ball out if they want a chance at that natty this year.
yeah, they definitely had some good performances. Um, yeah, let's talk Michigan. Number 2 Michigan, 52 points on the unranked Golden Gophers, who put up a very small 10. Um, you know what? I need to say like one thing, and then we're essentially done. Um, Minnesota's quarterback was 5 for 15 with a touchdown and 2 picks. That tells the whole story here.
Yeah,
He had a
that's horrible.
5.3 QBR.
Yo, pronounce that last name.
It's probably Kalikamanus.
That's pretty solid.
Kalikmas? Kalikmanis?
Kalik Menace.
I don't
I
fucking
don't
know.
know.
If you just say it confidently the first time, it sounds right.
Yeah. But yeah, just horrible
Yeah.
fucking
Like
day for the
JJ
Golden
McCarthy
Gophers.
like wasn't good. Blake Corum wasn't exceptional.
They didn't need to.
Yeah, nobody had a super good game,
Yeah.
but they put up 52.
Besides that Michigan defense with 2 pick
Well,
sixes.
yeah, that's the big part. The 2 pick sixes, but still, like that's kind of crazy to put up 52 with
Yeah.
like nobody being all that crazy of a performance.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't have to talk about this one much.
No, we're done.
Florida State, number 5, Florida State, 39, Virginia Tech, 17. I don't know why we let them kind of creep back into this game in the second and third quarter. Kind of bothered me. Like we come out all guns, like just guns blazing, touchdown, go for 2 on the first fucking drive of the game. Like really set the tone, put up 22 points in the first quarter, and then just like give up for the rest of the game. I don't know why the fuck we're doing that, but Jordan Travis didn't really need to do much, but he played well. Trey Benson had the game of his life. He, I think, in the third quarter he broke his career like long for a rush with like 65, and then broke it again with 85 later.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, crazy shit. But 2 touchdowns for him, and then Toafili had a touchdown as well on the ground. Johnny Wilson had a decent game considering how little we passed the ball. Still got 2 receiving touchdowns, but yeah, just kind of a get your business done type of game for Florida State.
Yeah, just hey, we're still dominant.
Yeah,
We look good. Give Jordan Travis a week off,
yeah, essentially.
and Virginia Tech's ass. That's
Yeah,
basically all.
yeah, that's basically the gist. All right, let's talk about the updated AP poll because there is some movement, and I'm interested to talk about it because I'm not a fan of some of it, but
Yeah,
nonetheless, your top 4 is as follows: Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State jumps up 1 to 3, Florida State jumps up 1 to 4. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Oklahoma jumps up 7 with their victory over Texas to move all the way to number 5, over Penn State, over Washington, and over Oregon, who all were on fucking bye weeks this week. That's what I
yeah.
don't get. They were on bye, and now Oklahoma just has a free ride to the top 5.
I was about to say Oklahoma's got an easy shot to win out now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The thing is, they'll probably end up facing Texas in the championship game.
Yeah, and Texas is gonna come and get that money back.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it holds both of them out of the playoff.
Ooh, I like that.
That could be interesting.
I like that.
But yeah, like I said, Penn State, Washington, Oregon 6, 7, 8, and then Texas dropped 6 down to 9. USC drops 1 down to number 10. Though they're undefeated, you still got to win by some points, and they're not doing that. Uh Alabama sits still at number 11, while North Carolina jumps up 2 to 12. Ole Miss up 3 to 13. Louisville with their big win up 11 to 14. Oregon State sits still at 15. Utah up 2 to 16. Duke up 2 to 17. UCLA standing still at 18. Or actually, I think they just got in. Not Yeah, they just got voted in to the top 25. Washington State, though, drops 6 down to 19. Tennessee goes up 3 to 19. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, the AP Polls website has 2 teams at 19. I thought
Oh,
I read it wrong, but that's just
that's weird.
what the fuck? Okay, well, Tennessee's number 20 because that's the number that's missing. Um, yeah, Tennessee moved up 3 spots to 20. Notre Dame dropped 11 spots down to 21. And they have 2 losses. LSU has 2 losses, and they just moved up a spot to 22, which is absurd. And Kansas at 23, Kentucky at 24, and then Miami somehow is still ranked at 25 after that abysmal loss.
Yeah.
Missouri, though they lost, they should be in. Wyoming had a pretty big win over Fresno State that could have got them in. You could still argue for Clemson. You could still argue for Maryland, though they both had tough weeks. And you could argue for an Air Force or Wisconsin there.
Yeah, there's some pretty fucked up
Yeah. I'm not sure
spots
how I
right
feel
there.
about Notre Dame and LSU still being ranked with 2 losses.
So you think with Texas losing, does that really shoot Alabama's spot in the playoff out?
Um,
Like if Texas were to win out for the rest, like they win their championship and they find a way back to the top four, does that hold Alabama out?
Probably.
Because they got that head to head over it.
Just because I think there will, like, now I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Pac 12 spot.
Yeah.
And if Florida State wins out, they obviously make it in. So Alabama's only hope is to win out, um, win the West, get into the
Beat
championship game,
beat Georgia in the
beat
SEC champ.
Georgia. That's your only chance in.
Yeah.
And I don't
That's
know
what
if that's going to happen.
I still think if that happens, I still don't think that's enough.
Yeah, because you're going to have a one loss, either Michigan or Ohio State, probably Ohio State. Well, let's say
Yeah.
Michigan wins out, Ohio State loses one game, but they don't go to a conference championship game. You'll probably have one undefeated team from the Pac 12, I think. I think Washington or Oregon will go undefeated.
I think it'll
Um,
be Oregon.
yeah, we'll see. But USC has a chance to drop some games, and they'll probably fall out too. If Oklahoma loses that conference championship with Texas, maybe that holds both of them out, like I said earlier. Probably not. Probably ends up going in the favor of Texas, I think.
Yeah.
If Texas plays pretty dominant for the rest of the schedule and then wins that game pretty handedly, that probably moves in their favor. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't think Alabama's out. Like they have a path there. Um,
It's just very slim.
yeah, it
Very
is.
slim.
It is. I
But
think
no, I just wanted to get your take on it.
yeah. I think I think people need to watch out for North Carolina. I think they're really turning things around. And they have like some shit ranked opponents coming up, like Miami next week.
Yeah, North Carolina could climb up them rankings.
Yeah, definitely. Um Anything else you want to talk about with this poll?
Yeah, we need to get other people to write down the polls. That's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, what's up with that? How the fuck do you make a typo on the AP poll?
Oh, that and their rankings are just fucked.
I don't think they're
Like,
that bad.
yeah, I don't know. There's just like you said, Oklahoma, I don't think should have jumped those Pac-12
No.
teams, and then down toward the bottom. I mean, but no one really cares down toward the bottom at the end of
Yeah,
the
those
day.
are the teams that are gonna move in and out anyways. Like that's cool. You know, all the
Yeah,
teams that are undefeated outside of like JMU, I think is the only undefeated team that's not ranked right now. And
put them
Air
at one.
Force. Yeah. JMU and Air Force are the only undefeated teams that aren't ranked right now. So I'm not mad at all.
I got you.
All right. Well, let's talk about next week's. Oh my God, I can't talk today. Yeah, whatever next week's is. Let's talk about next week's best matchups in college football. I'm going to start it off. Oregon, Washington. I had to go ahead and say that,
Yeah.
so you didn't. Number 8, Oregon goes to number 7, Washington. College game day there. We've got my computer, which auto-corrected Penix to penis. It did. I'm not kidding. I was literally about to read it, and I was like, that says penis. Yeah, Michael Penis is now the favorite for Heisman on the FanDuel Sportsbook. And Saturday, this matchup is the first Pac-12 matchup of teams 5-0 or better since 2004 when USC beat Arizona State 45-7. For a comparison, two teams that were 5-0 or better since 2004 have matched up 15 times in the SEC.
Damn.
Yeah. So Oregon Washington is the game of the week, no doubt.
Who you taking? Who you taking?
Washington.
Washington, you got a score prediction?
I'm thinking it's a little lower than your typical Pac-12 matchup. Both
Like a
these teams,
28-21?
yeah, both these teams have good defenses, but I'm gonna go like Washington 31, Oregon 24.
Okay. I like that. All right, working with the next game. USC Notre Dame.
Oh yeah,
At
100%.
at Notre Dame, you got number 10 USC coming in at number 21 Notre Dame's house. Granted, I think Caleb Williams is going to be a bounce back game.
Yeah, he
I
needs
think
it.
it's just going to be complete domination.
Yeah,
Like I'm thinking like a 45-14.
maybe. Yeah, look, Notre Dame's offense isn't good.
No, it's
Like,
not. The only
yeah,
thing that will keep Notre Dame in this game is turnovers by USC, or just sloppy play.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah. I can't decide between these two for
Well,
which
you
is,
take one. You take one. I'll take the other one. It's fine. I know which two you're talking about. So you take one. I'll take the other one.
you know what? I'm gonna pivot to one that's not on here. Number 18 UCLA versus number 15 Oregon State.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not on there. That's my fault, but it's a good game. I
Yeah.
like Dante Moore has looked very good since he's stepped in for UCLA, but DJ Uiagalelei is certainly having a bounce back. Martinez at running back for Oregon State has been great. Like, this is a fun game to watch. A lot of points, but it'll be a close one. So I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Oregon State. I think
Okay.
I know I talked about how I like UCLA's defense earlier, but Oregon State's a good team.
Yeah. Yeah. DJ's proven himself this year.
Yeah,
He's showing he can be a quarterback and that he made the right move to stay at Oregon State and be a quarterback and not go play baseball.
true.
But all right, next game, 7:30 p.m. SEC Network. You got your new unranked Missouri Tigers go into Lexington to take on number 24 Kentucky.
Fantastic
I,
game.
I didn't want to talk about North Carolina because I just feel like this is going to be a blowout. But this game, I'm going to take Missouri with the upset at Kentucky. And that score is going to be 31-28. 31-28.
It's close.
I think we're gonna see a bounce back game from is it Ray
Davis.
Yeah, Ray Davis. For some reason, I wanted to say I was mixing the Zay Jones in my head. I was about to say Ray
Oh,
Jones, but yeah, we're gonna see a bounce back game from Ray Davis,
you almost got yourself
and
again.
I almost got myself again, bro. I had to think
I
about
heard
that.
that.
But Missouri's just gonna be able to withstand the Kentucky Wildcats and kick a game-winning field goal.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Miami, North Carolina, because North Carolina is going to win this game. I'm
Yeah.
more interested in, is Mario Cristobal going to kneel the ball in his first possession?
Oh, I like that.
That would be fucking hilarious. But yeah, look, like Miami is good. I'm not going to take that away from them. But North Carolina's going to beat the brakes off of them. I think 3.5 points is not enough.
Yeah, I was about to say, what do you think about that line?
Yeah, I think it should. If I'm making that line, it's 6.5.
You taking the over on 57?
I don't know about that though.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
trust
Miami's gonna.
Miami's offense.
I think Miami's gonna put up less than 14 points.
Maybe. We'll see. I'm looking more like 35-17.
Okay, so
That
you
makes
got to go
sense in
three
my
more
head.
points than me.
Yeah.
All right, and then next we'll talk about Texas A&M, Tennessee,
Yeah.
because I mean A&M plays like they should be ranked, but they've just had a couple crucial
Yeah.
losses.
I think Tennessee is a team that could certainly lose.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm curious to see, is Wegman still out?
Yeah, I believe so. Also, okay, Tennessee and Washington State are actually, I think they're just actually tied at 19
Actually,
because ESPN has them both ranked at 19.
how does that happen?
I don't know.
Has that ever happened before?
I'm sure it has, or people would be talking about it a lot more.
How do you just have two teams ranked at 19? Come on now. Also, the Astros are up 4-0 on the Twins right
What'd you say?
now. The Astros are up 4-0 on the Twins right now. It's the second inning.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Jose Abreu hit a first inning home run.
It's gonna be
Our takes
interesting.
are our takes are not looking good right now, Gray.
Yeah. Okay, I can't find anything about this. Okay, whatever. Yeah, look,
We'll do some research.
Tennessee's gonna lose this football game. That's all I
Okay.
have to say.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. But I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like real close.
Maybe.
I think it's gonna be
I
real
think
close.
A&M wins it by like a field goal or a touchdown, probably later in the game.
I was gonna go 35-31.
Yeah, I think Joe Milton throws a costly interception 80 yards down the field, as he does.
Pick
Um,
six.
all right, Colin, let's wrap this up here with a little stake your claim. Let's see what you got.
So we're gonna throw it over to the MLB,
All right.
and let's see. This series between the Rangers and Orioles is not over.
All right.
It is not over. I think the Orioles are gonna fight back to a game 5 back at Baltimore. Basically, so the evidence behind that, we're seeing it with the Braves, and we're probably gonna see it with the Dodgers. It's just after this long period, like this break for the number 1 seeds, we're starting to see the offense. We saw it in game 2 for their series. The offense is waking up.
Yeah.
And I know the Rangers pitching staff, mainly with Scherzer and DeGrom, both not there. We've seen their struggles. Their bullpen we know is horrible. But Jordan Montgomery is not starting until game 4, right?
I believe so.
Because he started game 1. So they got Evaldi this game. I feel like if they can get through Evaldi, their confidence is going to be through the roof. And that they will light up, what's his name? Jordan Montgomery. And then Dan Dunning is piece of fucking cake.
All right.
But I think the Orioles are going to fight their way to a series win in game 5. And then we'll see them in the World Series.
Oh, So they're gonna win the NLDS and then they're gonna win the ALCS and get to the World Series.
Yeah. Also, you said NLDS.
Sorry, ALDS.
Yeah. No, there. Trust me, it's not over for the Orioles.
Okay,
I may sound real stupid in the morning,
maybe. You might
but
sound stupid in 2 hours before anybody even hears this.
yeah. But trust. What's your source? Trust me, bro. Just
Okay.
trust.
All right. I'm not going to trust you, but I am going to give you my claim, which sticks with college football. And it's that this Georgia Tech Miami blunder has single handedly put Mario Cristobal in the hot seat.
Yeah.
I think you look at last season and they lost close game to Texas A&M. They lost to Middle Tennessee. They blew it against North Carolina. They won a super close one to Virginia Tech. They lost in blowout fashion to Duke. They win in four overtimes against Virginia, 14-12. That's a telling fucking result. They get their brakes blown off by Florida State. They win against Georgia Tech. They get the shit beat out of them by Clemson. They get the shit beat out of them by Pitt. You come to this year, they start off, they have this big win over A&M. Everybody's talking about them. And then they make a mistake like this when Cristobal genuinely cannot afford a mistake. Cristobal needs a great season because now you go into North Carolina and Clemson back-to-back. You kind of get a week off with Virginia. And then you come back, NC State, Florida State, Louisville, Boston College. That is not an easy way to go through the rest of this season.
Yeah. And we
I
saw
I
Louisville. We
see
saw Louisville.
2 wins, maybe, on the rest of their schedule. They needed that win against Georgia Tech, and they fucking blew it, and it's Mario Cristobal's fault. Last season, the transfer portal fucked them. Everybody left this offseason. They didn't make any strong efforts to bring anything back in. That's also Cristobal's fault because coaches are now liable for what is going in and what is coming out. Like that's a big deal for a head coach now in college football is commanding your program's presence in the transfer portal, and Cristobal does not do a good enough job of it, especially not considering his ACC counterparts to do a significantly better job doing it.
Yeah. I
So,
like that.
yeah, I think that blunder has kind of it's the last domino to fall to put Mario Cristobal in the hot seat.
Okay. So you think if he doesn't get more than like 3
If
wins, you
they
think he's
if
out?
they lose out, which is actually if they lose all but Virginia and one of NC State or Boston College, I think he needs to get fired.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Miami's got to do what's best for the program, and he
Yeah.
is just not it.
Yeah. In a time where it's not I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's common for a team to make huge changes in the summer. And for a team to genuinely go out and get a new quarterback, a new running back, new wide receivers, a new defensive end, everything. In one summer, you could get all of that and they all have college Division 1 FBS Power 5 experience. You can go out and do that and you're not. That
Yeah.
hurts you.
Yeah.
So, that's that's
People
my
want
claim.
to play in Miami.
Yeah.
Miami's beautiful. Beautiful campus, awesome area.
Yeah.
Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah. I'd be there in a heartbeat. Psych, you fucking wish. If I
Go
was good at
Owls,
any
baby.
sport, my ass ain't going to fucking Miami.
Yeah, we already know where you're going, dog. Good old Tallahassee, Florida.
Yes, sir. State capital. All right. I think that's about it for us. And if you didn't hear it at the beginning, you're going to hear it again. Like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications on YouTube. Do it all. And since you're still here watching on YouTube, you should look down right here. Look at all those usernames that you could be typing into your search browser right now and following us on. But if you're listening on the podcast platform and you don't see me staring deep into your eyes, your beautiful, beautiful eyes, you're just going to have to follow the podcast on that platform. And then you're going to have to give us 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. Do it on both. I don't care. And then you're going to go to the link tree in the podcast description and you're going to follow us on everything so you can keep up with all that content we're putting out there. And Colin, I think that's going to do it for us, man. We'll see y'all. I'll see y'all later this week. Colin will see you next week. Peace.
Go Braves.